What is going on,
Oh my God.
everybody on the internets? You beautiful, sexy people, above 18 listeners.
They should again.
Well,
Oh,
we
I
gotta
already
make
cussed.
sure. Yeah, there you go. Good job. You gotta make sure that they know that if they're above 18, they're beautiful and they're sexy, and then they're very handsome, and then they got nice dunks.
Why are you discriminating against people under 18? Jesus, dude. No.
It's not. Whoa, it's not discrimination. Hi, it's not discrimination.
You're not allowed to talk until I introduce you.
Jeez, you're gonna be called a bully again for that. I'm just gonna.
And for our listeners who are under 18, stay in school. Don't do drugs. Be good to your parents. Anyways, as you guys could already tell, you are listening to the Bento Boxcast, the most animated podcast on the internet. On the whole internet, isn't that right, Hector?
Yeah, the bestest, the mostest.
And as always, I have my co-host to the left or to the right, whatever side you want to decide to be on my side. Hector, it's Hector, the most hecking Hector of the Hectors. Hector,
Jesus, hello. Hi everybody, welcome.
Yeah.
It's the Bento Boxcast.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Now, we have this is gonna be a good podcast, Hector. We have a lot going on this podcast.
This is gonna be one
very
interesting pod, and I'm already rubbing my head out of confusion. But yes, go.
juicy, very succulent, very.
Jesus.
Anyways,
What a bully, bro. Jesus.
continuing on. Now we have a very special guest on this podcast today. This person is very, very hard to track down. We went through I'm pretty sure like at least a month trying to get this person to be on our podcast.
Just about, yeah.
This guy he's too busy cashing checks, slapping hoes.
All right.
He's too busy
All right.
selling BMWs and Mercedes left and right. He's too busy real estating buildings or whatever. He's on the stock market. This guy's super busy, Hector. That's the point I'm trying to get across. He's so busy.
That's the point.
He's so busy that I can promise you that next time our next guest it's either going to be Leonardo DiCaprio and Scarlett Johansson before we get this man back on this podcast once again. That's how busy. That's how main event this guy is. Our guest here today, the one, the only.
I'm actually mad.
On the west side of Chicago, number 69.
Oh my God.
Jonathan, let me see that booty.
I hate you both. I really do.
Yes.
You two are morons, dude.
Yes.
This was the entrance. Oh my God.
Hey,
This is it, baby.
I regret
LeBron
this.
James.
This is
The LeBron
regression.
James of
Regression.
podcasting.
I regret it all.
The LeBron James of podcasting, everybody.
Oh my God.
Hi, y'all.
The Goldberg. See, we had. You guys know who Gilbert is? The cheap knockoff of Goldberg.
Gilbert.
Gilbert. That was Alex. Now we got Goldberg. I got the real deal here with
I'm gonna change Alex's name in the group chat to Gilbert.
But anyways, beautiful listeners out there, you guys might recognize the voice coming into your ear holes here. That of course is John from Geek Chart 3000 from the Play and Pod with Alex and Jon. Comes out
Hello.
every Monday.
Yes.
Also, one of the founding members of 3 Up Prints. They make beautiful
Yes,
shirts. I have mine. I love it. I still love it to this day.
Well, thank you. Did you see the little
Yes.
heart on the invoice?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yes,
Oh, you got.
thank
Hey,
you
but
so
you
much.
you got the shirt. Hector, you
Yeah,
got it.
Wow.
Stop being greedy. You got
Yeah,
the shirt.
selfish.
So Rafa gets a nice little surprise, and I just want a
Well-
3-up print with the Unidos logo on the back and the 3-up splat on the chest. That's all I wanted. But Rafa gets a special limited edition shirt that literally makes no sense.
It's not on the shirt. It's not on the shirt. In his receipt.
Yeah.
Like in his receipt, there's a note.
Oh, so he gets a limited edition memorabilia from 3-up prints, and I can't even get a T-shirt that I want fully customized. You know what? I'm gonna leave a negative review.
Do you hear yourself? Yes.
I'm gonna leave a negative review.
You understand?
Stay hating.
It's
I'm gonna leave a negative review.
I can't put a less than 3. You're offended that he got a less than 3 on his receipt, but you want a whole different shirt.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
That is
exactly,
if not equal or more of value or lesser value. God damn it. Never mind, you're right.
There you go.
I hate typos.
Anyways, if Hector's done being jealous of my superior product that I received from 3-up prints, we can move on. This week, we have some comments. As you guys know, we're at the beginning of every single Bento Boxcast. We talk about the comments, the beautiful comments you guys put down here on YouTube. Of course, the main man, the reoccurring.
Let's see if you don't mess up his name.
Josue
okay.
Guevara, right?
Mm-hmm.
The main man, our main man Jose. He put 2 comments. Two nice little
I remember
comments.
these.
First comment said, "Is Hector recording while on a rocking chair?" Yes, he is, because he's an old man. Hector's such an old man.
You're older than me. Hold on.
No.
47.
No,
oh.
yeah.
Because that's when you need a rocking chair.
But he's pretty much commenting because you kept doing this thing. I didn't notice it when we recorded, but I noticed it when I listened to it back.
I know,
it sounded like you were like moving away from the mic or something.
Yeah, I got a new chair. It's a cool gaming chair, but I need to put some grease on it.
Chair.
It's not a rocking chair. It's a gaming chair that just needs some grease.
Why are you putting grease on it? Wouldn't that make it more slippy?
No, I think like they use the grease to make it not creak as much.
So like the joints aren't rubbing against each other, you know? He's got that razor rocking chair is what it is. Come on now.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
That's what it is.
A razor rocking chair. I almost let that slip.
Got the nice foam for the joints on the butt, you know, the caboose.
Mm.
That's some good joints.
That's a good rocking chair you got there.
It's a good rocking chair.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
More to yours.
Josue, no, I don't have a rocking chair. I will try to keep the I was about to say it in Spanish, the term, but the creaking to a minimum. And then, honestly, I don't know what was going on with the audio. I literally kept I think I did kind of move away here and there, but I'm going to just literally stick to this mic like glue. So we'll see.
Okay.
Do I sound fine, Josue? I don't want your judgment upon me.
And he also said, it's called Roshoman, the different perspective episodes, which relates to what we were talking about the different perspectives in each episode. That's an actual name. He actually gave us the actual name for it.
Oh, that's dope.
It's really cool. Really cool. Shout out to Josue for doing that. And we have a new commenter. This guy, he seems familiar, but I can't put my finger on who this guy is. I just can't figure out who it is. This is
I forgot about this one.
A John? I don't know who this guy is. I don't know, but he seems like an alright guy. He says, "I agree with Rafa. You know what? I remember who this guy is. This is my best friend John right here. My best friend John comments.
Oh, please.
I like this guy. This guy's a good guy right here." He says,
So
"I agree with
cringe.
Rafa about the OG Fullmetal Alchemist versus Brotherhood. That part with the doctor was spread out within a couple episodes, and then the real was more impactful because of it. I believe it was also later in the show. I believe it was also later in the show than Brotherhood, which I think it was too. I think it was a few episodes in after Brotherhood. In Brotherhood, it was the first couple episodes, and then and happened fast as hell. Well, you can't say hell. You can't curse.
Heck.
John. Heck. That was I don't even want to watch Brotherhood no more. And just never watched the rest of Full Metal Alchemist. Okay, you just didn't finish it.
I literally just stopped. I didn't watch the original one that I preferred.
Wow. Okay.
And I didn't watch the after that episode because like everybody kept telling me that Brotherhood was better and like don't even waste your time with the original. And I was like, well, I don't like the way that they're doing things in Brotherhood. Why would I watch that? And then I'm like, I don't even know how far like how far that whole thing goes with the like how far they just skip ahead. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that they kind of miss, and it does kind of lose its like I said, its impactfulness when it's literally like half an episode dedicated to that thing. I don't want to say it just in case some people haven't. Like Alex still hasn't.
You mean the iconic Full Metal scene?
I feel like the thing. And I get what you're saying, but I feel like people know what that scene is, even though they haven't seen Full Metal, because it's such a meme.
Alex says he has no idea.
He probably does.
No idea.
I'm pretty sure he's seen the meme.
He says that he's seen the memes, but he has no idea what that means. Like he has no idea what it means. And I don't have the heart to tell him.
Yeah. Now I do agree with you about like I feel like they did go through it too fast in Brotherhood, but the overall story is still better in Brotherhood.
Yeah.
So
it's on my list of animes to like go back and finish. That's one of them.
So I actually have a comment on that too. I have actually two friends who, specifically one who actually enjoyed the original, like show. So just Full Metal Alchemist instead of just Brotherhood. Like they actually thoroughly enjoyed the first one, and then they kind of, and not that they didn't like it, but they kind of have the same kind of qualms as you guys, were like certain scenes that were pretty impactful in the first version of it, like just weren't as impactful in the second one. And I actually took the advice of people and like skipped the first one in general because they said don't even waste your time on it. It's kind of like what John said, and I just watched Brotherhood and I actually really enjoyed Brotherhood. There's so many like obviously iconic scenes that I can't believe Alex doesn't know about, but yeah, like no. Well, I have a few friends who actually do enjoy the first one over the second one, which is like really surprising. So
yeah, see, I'm not alone. Not alone. We out there.
Yeah,
few and far between.
I still think Brotherhood is better. But,
oh, I agree.
Yeah. Anything else, Hector? Any other comments you have?
No. I mean, I appreciate the comments from everybody, especially this John guy.
Me, right? Yeah.
But also shout out to Josue, our recurring listener.
Dude, shout out to Jose.
Literally,
the homie.
Tier one out of everybody listening for sure. You guys got to get
S
up there. S tier, yes sir. S++. That's what he is. But yeah, right. Appreciate you guys commenting, of course.
Tiny side note, Rafa. It always irks me that you cannot say Josue for the life of you. I don't understand why you go to Jose.
I'm just using Jose.
But it's not like
you are a Latin man.
You are of Hispanic descent.
Please,
your ancestors are looking down on you with shame.
So, like this man can't even pronounce this name.
He can't even do the way part. He can't do the way. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
Josue understands. All right, he knows.
He's just such a fan. He's just not gonna. He's not even gonna correct you.
Yeah, he's like, it's okay. You the homie. I'm like, thank you.
Here to fight for his right.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all the comments for this week that we got. Right. So thank you. Like we said, thank you everybody. Yes, applause for all the beautiful comments. Thank you everybody who commented. Moving on. Oh, geez, look at the time. Hector, you know what time it is?
Oh no, it's literally 11:09 a.m. Guys, we are gonna tune right into the new segment for today with our anime correspondent, Rafa. Rafa, take it away, please.
Hey, Hector, here I am at down the block where the accident happened, and no, there's no accident. I'm joking.
The accident.
Oh my god, this is about anime.
But anyways, so today I have this very nice, nice little tasty treat. An article here for you guys. And now, Hector, control yourself when I go ahead and talk about this because this relates to you, an anime that you like.
Oh,
okay, so. I know, you. I know I know on the streets they call you Moneybags Yo, but try to keep your
What
pockets in
streets
check.
are you listening to?
All the streets. This street, the street over there, this street, the street over there, the street down the block. They always tell
The
me
one you're on?
street names. The
The
one
street
I'm on right now.
adjacent.
Yeah, exactly. They all tell me the same. That you know that
Money
Hector guy,
bags,
they
yo.
call him
All right.
money bag yo, because he got those money bags.
Okay.
So try to control yourself when I tell you, but don't rush off and try to buy stuff. To just keep on the check, okay? Hector, I'm just
Okay.
giving you a fair warning.
I
okay?
gotcha. Okay.
So, name of the article is orders go live for a life-size figure of Rem from Ray Zero, priced at $40,000.
Say less. Say less. Let me get my checkbook real quick. Hold on.
Oh my god!
For what?
A life
Let me
size.
repeat that again for people out there who didn't listen, for the lovely listeners who looked away for a second. $40,000. I have not seen that much money in my life. But I know Hector has because he's money bag yo.
For real.
So we know. So Hector, I know it's tempting for you to go buy this right now, but keep your checkbook in the pockets now. Now, so pretty much it's just saying that it's a life-size figure. It's legit, like as big as a person, right? It's handcrafted, hand painted, all that stuff. Beautiful. It looks so beautiful. They have pictures on the article here. It says that you can pre-order it right now, and there's only 3.
Jesus Christ.
3 that are going to be shipped here into the United States. Okay? Only 3 are being made. And they ship out on April 15th of next year.
Wow.
Pure-
Hey,
They
that's
are-
disgusting.
They're really capitalizing on the on the popularity of the show. I mean,
but-
that's dope, but 40 grand? Yeah.
It is about 6 feet tall, all with everything.
Rem is not 6 feet. Oh, okay, with
She
everything.
got heels though.
She
Oh.
do.
Okay, so it says here, the life-size REM stands around 5.18 feet tall and weighs about 125 pounds. Add in the parasol, though, it's a total height that extends to 6.75. So she has like a big, and then it's not an
A
umbrella,
big
it's a
umbrella,
parasol.
yeah.
Yeah,
Parasol.
so like, right. Thank you, John. So like all together it's about 6 feet, but like the actual character is like 5 feet, and she's wearing I forgot what they're called, and you know when they go to like the fireworks and stuff like that in the anime. Hector,
Clothes.
hey, well it's clothes, yeah, but Hector, you know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna throw kimono out there. Is it a kimono?
Yes, come on, thank you.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah.
I was
she's wearing
like
a
so
kimono.
confused. I was like, huh?
Yeah, no, sorry, but like they 3D printed all the pieces like separate, like the foot, the chest, and all that stuff. And then they painted it all like by hand, and they put it together. Like it looks really really nice.
Oh, I'm sure it does, but
Like it looks amazing.
40,000 and
Nah.
better.
yeah, 40,000 it better be like exact features and like the little dimple or something. Like I don't know, man. Like that has to be inch for inch exactly what she looks like, because that's insane.
That's a
It looks great.
lot.
I don't have $40,000.
But you know
to buy
what's
it.
crazy though? I've seen figurines or like life-size figurines at like, you know, Comic-Con or like the anime. What's the anime one? Asen? Like I've seen those, but like they run like I think the most I've ever seen one run for is like $5,000, which is still insane, right? $5,000 is still a lot of money to spend on a figurine, but like and specifically the one figurine that I saw that was $5,000 was Goku Blue. So
But it was life size?
yeah, it was like I think with the little platform that he was standing on, he was like 6'5". So there's that. So the figurine was huge. I think Goku is like, I don't know. Actually, I was gonna say I don't know how tall he would be. Again, this isn't an anime, so I wouldn't know. I mean, I could probably look it up, right? Because I'm sure somebody's been interested to know how tall Goku is. But yeah, it was like. Yeah, like above 6 feet, basically the figurine itself with the platform, but that was like $5,000, and I'm guessing it was $5,000 because of the blue. But yeah, what about it, John?
No, I'm sorry. Is that show like super popular right now? I've never watched that.
Which one? ReZero?
Yeah, ReZero.
I would say it's extremely popular right now. It's one that I like continuously talk about, especially on the Twitter page. Go follow the Twitter page.
I've seen that.
Yeah, ReZero is incredibly popular. It's been in, I guess it's been in waiting for season 2 for, I want to say 3 years, maybe.
Shoot.
Well, I mean, 3 years isn't much, to be honest. Like Rafa said in a previous pod, it's been like 10 years before a second season came out for an anime. So like 3 years is pretty decent. But it is a pretty like popular show. It's actually one of my favorites of all time. Just kind of to sell it to you, it's an anime about a character who dies in our world and then gets teleported to a fantasy world, and he thinks that it's going to be all Gucci, all, you know, that nasty, that gushy stuff. He's going to have it all good to himself. But instead, his power is actually a unique one that's kind of more of a curse than a blessing. And he has to face these wild things in this fantasy world. But it's pretty tragic, some scenes, and then other scenes you kind of see like he goes through a lot. Considered a lot of isekais are very easygoing for the most part. But this one's more of a has a darker tone to it, which is pretty cool. But it is a pretty popular anime in general.
I'm just trying to justify that price.
No, it's not. I mean,
I'm like,
it's
how
not.
popular is this anime that someone would shell out 40,000 for it? Like Dragon Ball Z, I get it. Like, you know, it's timeless or whatever. Like 5,000, I could see it. For life-size Goku, I get it. But 40,000.
Someone's gonna buy it.
Oh, 100% somebody's gonna buy it.
And especially since it's rare in the U.S., like it's gonna be bought and flipped for even more.
I was
money.
gonna say that, yeah. Like the reflipping of this, like the reselling of this, is gonna be insane. I could honestly see it going into the 6-figure range.
Oh, most definitely.
So there's that. But also, you know what's also kind of crazy too is like anime heads, which is why I'm just gonna like, you know, say like that. Like people who avid anime like watchers, they kind of go crazy for like, and I mean this in a good way, you know. They kind of go crazy for like figurines. I've had friends who have had like rooms. I say friends in plural, but it's really just one. Like,
is it just Rafa?
No, it's a grammar school friend of mine. He had his entire room with like posters of like anime women and like figurines, a whole bookshelf. Like, you know how like a regular bookshelf has like a pretty wide like little like base to put your books on? Like that entire thing was full of figurines. And I'm like, yo, this is before I was like really, really into anime. So even I thought this was kind of a little sketch, but then I was like, oh, people actually do this, like do this. So I think it's cool. It's dope. I think the only figurines I have are literally a Luffy figurine from one of the movies. I don't exactly remember which one. And then I have a Sasuke figurine. And both of these I got from like the Loot Anime Loot Crate thing. So I don't have that subscription at all anymore. So it's like, I don't know. I've seen people with some crazy figurines. My friend specifically, I'm not judging because I love these characters, but I wouldn't buy figurines. He had straight up like, so for example, in One Piece, there are scenes in One Piece where like the women will have like clouds around their naked body, so you can't see their like nipples or like their areas. The
coochie.
Yeah, their nether regions. So like he had that exact scene figurine of like Nami in the bath, or outside of the bath naked, but has like clouds around her like nether regions and everything. So I was like, you put money into this? And he told me, he's like, yeah man, this one was like $45. I was like, wow. I was like, okay. But yeah, I mean,
it's not that bad.
Most figurines.
No, I'm not. I mean, the price is fine.
Around
but
45 to like $70.
Yeah, I've seen some wild ones that go like really expensive, but like they're like super like complicated. Like they'll have
more
like
detailed ones. The ones that are more like bigger, more life size stuff like that. They tend to go higher in price.
I saw a figurine because when I used to work at GameStop, figurines like. The figurines and all that stuff is what sells the most. Don't listen. It's not called GameStop no more. It's the figurines is what it is. But they would sell. It's like Fig Stop. But they had like a 3-foot or like
Jesus, okay,
2-foot Goku and Broly statues that looked like hyper stylized. Like they had like the crazy lines drawn on them and all that stuff. Like it looked straight out of Dragon Ball Fighters, but like for $25.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, there's also somewhere like
What?
are actually extremely cheap.
Yeah.
Well, okay, there's also like you got to put into consideration like the quality of it, like what they used and how mass produced it is. So, I don't know.
True.
Oh, true. But I'm like the 45 doesn't sound that bad. 40,000 is just like I cannot. I would have to take out a loan for that.
I mean,
I
Well,
wouldn't
actually-
take out a loan for that. That's the
It's a
thing.
person.
Actually,
You're
guys,
buying a person.
I just got it. Jesus, John. I just got an
I didn't mean it
update.
like that.
I just got an update here from CrunchyRollNews.com that someone already bought it, and his name is Hector. Hector told you to
Oh
wait.
my god.
Oh my god.
Sorry, dude. My
Well,
checkbook and my hands were
congratulations.
too fast. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Hector. Congratulations on that $40,000
I'm
figure.
gonna put her beside my body pillow.
Around. Now you can give her all the kisses before you go to bed.
Beside your body pillow.
Wait,
That
you're
thing is
gonna lay
100
it down.
It's
gonna lay
120
it-
pounds, you maniac.
You're gonna break
What are you
it.
talking
Dude, what do you
about?
mean, dude? I weigh like
You're gonna break it.
a buck 70, 65 around there.
You have to freaking like you. Yo, you have to like lift weights just to carry that.
It's like a homegrown.
I'm gonna bench press before it gets here in time so I can just lift
It's
it
literally
easily.
the weight of like an average woman of like that height and stature. Like it's literally the dimensions of a person, and you're just gonna take it to bed.
Hey man, don't be judging me, all right? You judging?
It's too late.
I do
It
not
is
judge,
too late.
Hector. I do not
I
judge.
judge hard. I'm shaking my head.
Shaking
Now,
my head, my head.
Speaking of, no. Speaking of, we're gonna move on from that. Speaking of judging people,
Uh-oh.
Hector, I think it's time for you and me to judge what anime that John watches and what he likes.
Oh boy.
I don't like this segue. This is an.
Oh, John.
Speaking of judging,
Let's just
Yeah.
get right into it.
Yeah. How are my transitions, John, brother? I know you give Alex a lot.
oh,
a
it's
lot of
much better.
stuff.
It's much better. It
Ooh,
is a
thank you.
flow. It feels much nicer. I don't feel so sad.
Okay, thank you.
It's good.
Because it's a thing. Listen, this is a thing where see, Alex tends to do the transitions over there at the Playing Pod with Alex and John on YouTube, where they talk about movies, TV shows, anything pop culture. If you are looking for a podcast like that, go listen to some awesome stuff they got going on over there. Game shows, all that stuff. But the one thing that's there for whatever reason, Alex cannot really get locked down is those transitions, and you best believe that John calls him out on it.
It's ugly. I don't like it. It's pretty
Yeah.
gross. Sometimes he just gives up and he just says the thing, but this is better. Continue.
So I appreciate that John likes my transitions. Thank you. But
Yeah,
anyways,
this is
John,
nice.
so pretty much what I was insinuating is that us here, not just the listeners, but Hector and myself, we want to hear from a guest what you listen to, because these guys always hear what we watch. We want to see what you watch. What anime that interests you. Let us know.
Oh, so you want to bully me, huh? The fans came after you for Hector. Now you got to pick on a new guy. Okay. I see how this goes. Well, the animes I watch, I got into the game late, like
Ooh.
sophomore, junior year into high school. But the one anime, and I for the life of me, I've been wanting to talk to you about it, Rafa. The one that got me into anime was Afro-Samurai.
Ooh.
Yes.
Afro-Samurai
Yes.
was the first anime I ever completed. I watched it like
So
over.
good.
I had that on my iPod, and I would watch it all the time. I still remember.
iPod.
Yeah, the shuffle to be exact. I think that's what it was.
Ew.
I think I still have it somewhere, but I literally remembered whole lines of dialogue, action scenes, everything
Yes.
because of Afro.
Love
Like it's my first one. I love it to death. Samuel L. Jackson was amazing in it, like fantastic. And ever since then, like ever
Yes.
since then, my favorite animes, like I've always wanted to watch another anime of that caliber, like hyper stylized, so much swag. The music is just like hip hop oriented. I know like Samurai Champloo is
RZ
close to that.
RZA did the soundtrack.
RZA did it, right?
Yeah, RZA.
From the Wu-Tang Clan. Oh man.
Wu Tang.
Although
Wu-
I like
Tang.
RZA and Wu-Tang, I did not like the Man with the Iron Fist. You ever seen that movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That movies were ass.
Nobody talks about that.
We don't
When-
talk about
when-
this.
Yeah, when people pick up the RZA and Wu Tang, we don't talk about that.
We don't
movie.
talk about that. He's
Yeah, we leave that
17
to the
now.
side.
But anyway, that was the one. I've always loved hyper stylized anime. Right now, Attack on Titan is the one because it's so like violent and gory, and like seriously, I caught up to it. That man, I don't know if y'all are caught up with
I
Attack
am.
on Titan. It got
No.
crazy.
Yup, it is wild, and it's
it-
gonna get
man.
even wilder.
You
So,
read the mangas, right?
yup, this I'm not even lying to you, dude. It is like this is like the stepping stone to some wild ass stuff. So
Like the way,
be
man, the way
prepared.
it ended, I said, "Ugh." Well, not like that last episode, because the last episode was like a hella cliffhanger, like the nastiest cliffhanger. I said, oh man, but the stuff that leads up to it, oh my good,
no
Rafa,
man, it's insane.
stop your BS, your nasty ass censorship, that bull stuff, and
That bull
finish
stuff.
That bull
that
jive.
anime.
Okay.
Pushka, finish. It's good. Like it gets crazy, and all your questions about like the Titans and all that stuff is answered already. Like you know what's happening, you understand the stuff, and then it gets crazy after that. Like watch it. It's good.
That's really
I'll
good.
hit you. I'll punch you in the forehead.
I'll finally get back to watching it. I dropped it a long time ago, but yeah, I'll get back into it.
The one anime I've been meaning to get back to. Well, there's two. Meaning to get back to is One Punch Man. I have not finished season 2.
Love it.
Season 2 is good.
Love it. Season 2 is so good.
They changed studios, right? Or like
It's a different studio, but it's not that big of a difference.
At first I kind of noticed it a little bit, but
You do notice it.
Visually, you'll notice it. Yeah.
You do
Yeah.
notice it. You get used to it, and when the action scenes come around, it doesn't matter. The action
Yeah.
scenes
okay,
go
'cause
in.
that's the parts that I like the most.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I remember was like he was sidestepping really fast. That's all I remember. But
This is
that
training, yeah.
yeah, and then My Hero, I'm not even close.
Oh my
I think I'm like
God.
2 seasons behind.
Watch it, dude.
Ooh.
That one, just how you're like preaching to Rafa to watch Attack on Titan, I'm telling you to watch this. The last
Like,
season,
I'm meaning to.
the last
Hero.
season
Oh
is
my
so good, man. It's
So-
the overhaul arc is just
Yes.
it's a banger,
I've
dude.
been
Like that
meaning
one is
to.
so good. You have to watch that.
And then they also introduced like one of a big favorite of the villains. It gets introduced after Overhaul. You know what I'm talking
Yeah, I have
Hector?
no idea what y'all are talking about.
I'm gonna say his name, but it doesn't really spoil anything. Giganta Makia.
Voldemort. Oh, never mind.
Is I don't know. I don't know if he says it in English, but it's the gentleman guy, the criminal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about Giganta Makia because he's also somebody who's super loved. But yeah. What is his name?
Criminal gentleman and La Brava.
Yeah, La Brava. Yeah,
They're awesome.
yeah,
They're awesome.
they were pretty cool. I definitely wasn't a super huge fan of him. I just felt like he wasn't evil enough. But I think that was the whole point.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That was the point.
But yeah, we're not spoiling anything for you, John. But I would say definitely watch it. It's really, really good.
You were very close last week. You
Yeah.
were saying something, and I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. I almost threw my headphones across the
Well,
room.
that's why we did say that's a spoiler area.
We did warn.
So-
we warned-
But I was painting, and I couldn't take my headphones.
You're like, stop! Stop!
But it's
did
not that
warn.
bad.
You gotta watch
You
it.
did.
You 100% have to watch it. Like that's
Okay,
one of those where
okay,
it's
I'll
like,
watch it.
if anything comes out of this, watch that, finish it.
Okay, I will do that.
But you were saying, so aside from Attack on Titan,
Oh,
Asafra
man.
wanted to watch My Hero, and I already forgot the other one because we got so into My Hero. Oh, there you go.
Afro-Samurai.
no, the other anime that you wanted to watch or continue watching.
Oh, it was One Punch Man and
Oh, there you go, there you go.
and My Hero. From there, what else is it? I finished Soul Eater early on.
Mm-hmm.
and I do agree with Rafa on like that ending is not good.
Boo boo.
It was not
It's
good at
boo-boo.
all.
Like I don't read the mangas, which I should.
Mm-hmm.
But when I found out, like, just knowing that was the ending, I just didn't like it. Even if that was canon to the story, I was just like, why? You telling me you have like these god weapons, and the power was inside of you all along? Like,
Yeah,
shut up.
it was
your
bad.
mouth.
It was so bad.
That's campy. It was just nasty.
It was not good at all.
But I like that anime a lot. Where it's
Oh yeah,
like,
me too.
It's okay.
It's a good
but
anime. It's just that ending.
you know how like people hate Dexter because like the later seasons or like its ending is just so bad.
Dexter
Yeah.
had an ending,
Yeah,
bro. That's how long ago that was. I don't even remember that.
yeah. Dexter has an ending and people hated it. It's like that. But the show's good, but the ending's bad. It's like that.
Or Game of Thrones.
Game of
Or
Thrones is the
exact-
biggest
or Game
one,
of
dude.
Thrones.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. You feel it. You
Yep.
understand.
I understand. No, I mean, yeah, like Soul Eater, I actually thoroughly loved the anime up until the ending for sure. I just kind of thought that was really corny and cheesy. But also like, yeah, I mean, again, I didn't get into manga until like way later, but there are certain shows where it's like just watch read the manga instead. Like obviously
Yeah.
enjoy the anime when it comes out because you'd want to see like these huge fight scenes, you know, how they play out. Because honestly, it's a lot more hype. Obviously, watching it from there than reading it, but
Right.
like, dude, I'm telling you, especially for Soul Eater, read the manga. Like that one is 100% just so much better.
It's so much better.
Guess I'll read. Guess I'll do that.
I can't tell you where to read it, but I mean, I'd say read it.
You got books?
I have a book. I have the first volume of it, so I can send you that one and see if you like
Did
it.
I ever give you? I know this is an anime podcast, but did I ever give you your Batman comics back?
I don't remember. That's how crazy it is. I have my favorite
so
one, which
long
is
ago.
Batman Hush, but other than that,
Okay,
I
there we
don't
go.
have anything else.
All right, no, yeah, I gave you all of them. Yeah, you got all of them. That's fine. No, you're good.
So do you think that's it, John, or you still got some more you want to rattle off?
No, I mean like the other ones I didn't really finish because this was like back in like the Geek Jar subscribe time when you did the anime show Otaku, where you would talk about animes and such in the same fashion. Subscribe, watch. I'd like watch Madoka Magica because you told me to.
Oh, so good.
I never finished it, but I did like what I saw. I saw that movie Gantz Zero. That's like super good.
Isn't it so fucking damn shit?
Wow, 2 back to back. All right.
Isn't
That was 3
isn't
back to back.
Yeah. Isn't Gantz Zero such a great movie?
It is so good. Like it just visually, it looks great.
I was telling Hector about it. Hector's like, I don't like CG. I don't like CG.
I don't like CG.
John,
I'm
tell
right there
him.
with you. I'm right
John,
there
tell
with you.
him.
But man,
This one's actually
like,
good.
It is good.
Okay.
Like it's the better CG anime movies. Like it's good. You know how like back in like the early video game days they would do like the cinematics, like CG, and those were kind of cool. Like, oh, I want to play this game. It's like that.
Okay.
It's good. It's really good. You gotta watch that one.
Okay.
Yeah, Madoka Magica. I finished Psycho Pass.
Psycho Pass is a good show.
That one's really good.
It's a really good show.
I never finished Parasite the Maxim, but that's another like super violent anime that I want to see.
Don't expect much from the ending. Yeah.
It isn't
Aw.
that good.
The in between and the beginning are pretty good. Don't expect much from the ending. That's all I gotta say.
Not gonna.
The strongest point is for sure for me is the beginning. There's certain
then I'ma
points that
stop.
fall off. Yeah.
But I would
That's
say
where
like
I
the
stopped.
beginning and middle are probably the best parts, and then the ending is where it really falls off.
That's literally
Yeah.
where I stopped. Okay, I'll just not go back to that one. What's that? Mob Psycho 100 is another one that I like watched and fell off
It's,
on.
it's another
too.
really good show.
But like that one is really good. That's the one that's like, if his like thing, like his mental level hits 100 or like something like that, he like gets
It's
super
stress level.
powerful. Oh, stress level. There you go.
Yeah,
And like
because
it gets like these
Mob-
crazy colors.
yeah, so Bob he has to be able to control his psychic powers. He has to repress his emotions. So
Got you.
him going through it every day, the percentage is pretty much saying like his stress level or like his emotional level type of thing. So once he hits 100, he snaps in a sense. So then he unleashes his powers.
Oh, speaking of psychic shows,
Uh-oh.
I like comedy animes, okay? I love them. Anime comedies have like the best comedic timing
Yes.
of all shows. It is probably
Yes.
the best comedic timing. I think The Disastrous Life of Psyche K is a really, really good show. If you haven't seen it and you want to giggle, watch that show.
Oh
It's
my
really
God.
good. Have you seen Psyche
By the
K?
way,
No, I haven't. That's the one with the pink hair, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
the
got
guy
like
with
the
the
little.
pink
He's got like the little antennas on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a good. I'll slap you. It's good.
John put me onto this anime.
Yeah,
I didn't
Ooh.
get John on. He put me on this anime.
Ooh,
It's
ooh,
funny. It's
it is
legit funny.
funny. And
It's
the
on
only
Netflix.
reason I like comedy animes is because Rafa put me on Nichijou.
Nichijou,
And
classic
Nichijou
comedy.
is some
Classic.
hot slap fire,
Fire.
boy. Slap your
Fire.
mama good.
Exactly.
It's good.
Great.
Oh my
It's-
goodness. I've been looking everywhere for it. I cannot find it.
Funimation. Funimation.
Okay.
It's on Funimation.
I love like ever since that principal German suplex that deer, I was
The
like,
deer?
I'm
Mhm.
done. This is it. This is
This
the
is
one.
Yes, sir.
I've fallen in. This is my soulmate. This is the one.
Exactly. So, yeah. So if you guys want, Nichijou is a classic comedy anime. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows this anime to be a classic on the comedy genre. If you guys want to watch it, you guys want to check it out, you can always YouTube like a trailer or something like that, or a few scenes here and there just to get an idea what it is. But if you actually want to watch the episodes, it is on Funimation. All right, just to point that out, it is on Funimation. Saki K, the one that John was talking about the guy with the pink hair, that's on Netflix. So you guys also want to watch those.
Yes.
So
Oh, forgot the other one I was thinking about. Another show kind of like Nichijou was what's that one, Rafa, where the kids, he's in the back of the class?
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Oh, dude, I was literally just looking at it yesterday too.
It's like the something of passing time or something like that. The master of
the Master of Passing Time.
or something like that. That's like closer to Nichijou, where like the episodes don't really, they're just one-offs, but like some crazy stuff happens. So right, that's like Nichijou. Am I tripping?
Yeah, it's pretty much each episode is its own self thing, where the main character he's just goofing off in class the whole time, and then the girl the girl white hair that's just next to him, she's all like, "Hey, stop goofing around!" But then she always gets dragged in to his shenanigans. So that's also a really fun.
They're
show.
really good. I
They're
love
really good
comedy
show.
animes, man.
Yeah.
Comedy animes are really, really good. Then I have another one, but I'm not gonna say it because it's a summer 2020. Hector.
So
I'm not happy, but I'm here.
so it sounds like that John watches a lot of anime, well, a lot of comedy anime, and
I
now
like anime.
sometimes it really depends on the anime, but sometimes some of those jokes tend to kind of fall on the wayside depending if you're watching it subbed or dubbed,
Ooh.
which connects to our next topic. Ooh, you see
Oh
that?
man, look, what is
so-
going on here? Oh, what is this?
I'm juggling. I'm fucking.
Hey, wow!
You're so well.
You were doing so well. Oh my
Like I'm
god.
doing this thing over here. Anyways, so the reason why I brought all that up there is that our next topic, our one of our the steak in our steak sandwich here, that is this anime podcast that I'm biting into as I talk, is that we're gonna talk about sub versus dub,
Oh,
and or where do we stand in this endless civil war between ourselves.
Jesus.
I'm gonna
Battle
go
within.
The battle within, exactly. I'm gonna go first. Let's say what I feel about Silver versus Dub. Then I want to hear Hector. Hector, I want you to go, and then we're gonna have John go in last.
Oh,
Now
interesting.
going to
Okay.
the way. Now for me, I tend to like dub. I'm not gonna lie. If
That's surprising.
yeah, if I'm watching a show and I see that it has a dubbed version, I tend to kind of just watch that over the subbed version. Um, it also kind of depends. If it sounds like complete dog stuff, like dog, dog
Doo-doo.
garbage.
You can just say
doo-doo.
poop. Like,
Yeah.
No,
it's okay.
I said poo poo, whatever.
Poo
But if
poo.
it sounds really, really bad,
Stuff.
if it sounds really bad, then I'll go back to the English sub. One of my prime examples is that the K-On! English dub is complete trash. It's garbage. The K-On! English dub. I cannot sit through an episode watching it. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I don't know what they decide to pick those people. I'm pretty sure those people who did those voices are great people. They're amazing, nice people, but those voices were horrible, horrible. I cannot do it. I have to watch it subbed. Now, typically, if a show is airing, for example, as an example, trying to think, would be. Well, I guess I could keep using K as an example. When K was airing, it was only the English sub, so it was with the Japanese voices. So I watched it like that, and I got used to those characters' voices. So like if there's only like the English sub, I watch the English sub, and I tend to stick to that, even though later on the English dub comes out, just because I got used to the characters' voices. But as another example, Hector and people listening, you guys know that I've been talking about what's the name
Tower
of the
of
show?
God?
Tower of God, and I'm only watching it dubbed because they have a dub section on Crunchyroll. So for a good while, I was behind like a good amount of episodes because I was waiting for the dub to catch up, even though the subs were already out. It's just because I just got used to those characters' voices in the dubbed version. So I was like, I'm just gonna stick to the dubbed. I'm not gonna switch over. But that's just how I am, and I don't have anything against sub or dub. It's just for me, it really depends on the anime. For example, certain animes I feel have better dubs than subbed.
Wow.
Black Lagoon is one of them. Cowboy Bebop is another one.
Would you say Dragon Ball Z is?
Dragon Ball Z, yes, 100%.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah,
Dragon
that's
Ball
the
Z.
only one I think I would rather watch in English than in...
Goku is literally voiced by an old woman in the Japanese version.
Which is fine.
It's completely fine.
Nothing against the old lady. That's great. She's getting work.
I know.
But Goku he sounds horrible. He sounds.
I
horrible.
actually like it, but that's only because I had to watch it to like list or to watch the most recent arc, which was the Tournament of Power arc, which now it's in English, so that's awesome. But back then when it was like first airing, it was only in Japanese and with English sub, so I got used to it. I guess that's a better term for it, because I definitely was like, whoa, why does he sound so high pitched, man? And then when I found out that it was a woman who voiced him, I was like, oh, that's dope. But I think I definitely prefer Dragon Ball being in English dub than English sub.
There's also man, what's the name of the dang show? I completely forgot. No, not Pokemon. It's a show that's I brought up Bakuno. Bakuno. It's perfect. It's perfect in English sub. It's based. It's the story plays out here in the United States. Like there's a section in the story where they go to Chicago. Like it's in the 1920s. Like it works so well. It works so well. So
Do they talk like see, like
yeah, they
talk
talk
that?
like
Oh,
that.
they do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's really like for me. It really depends on the show. Some shows it really works well with their dub. Some show like for example, there's the guys who made Cowboy Bebop. I think the same guys who made Cowboy Bebop. I could be wrong about that, but it does have somewhat the same vibes with Cowboy Bebop. Is I forgot the name. It was like Dandy something. But it's about like a guy who's he's like a bounty not like a bounty hunter in space or whatever, and he has to collect aliens and stuff like that.
Man, this sounds like Cowboy Bebop.
I was about to say it's Cowboy Bebop. The show
It's
you're
called
looking
Dandy
for.
something. I forgot the name of it, but
Oh, right,
like,
right. I got it, Rafa. It's
Cowboy
Cowboy
Bebop.
Bebop.
oh, thank you guys, thank
I
you,
got
thank
you, guy. Don't worry.
But
Man, John, do you want to co-host this? It sounds like you know more about anime than this guy.
Dude, I keep it in the tuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Rafa. Go ahead.
I'm looking up the
I thought Robin just got mad and just went silent.
I thought he was like, yeah, right.
He's like,
I
well,
thought
you know
he was
why?
like, okay.
Why am I here?
Think I'm
Space
like,
Dandy. There you go, Space Dandy.
that actually sounds familiar.
Yeah, so like what Space Dandy did was that when it was airing at the same time in Japan, I might be wrong, but I was airing at the same time here in the United States with an English dub. I think Space Dandy was English dub first, actually. But
That
yeah,
sounds delightful.
for me, it depends. It depends on the anime, but I can go both ways. I'm not stuck on one. Like, oh, I only watch sub. Oh, I only watch dub. It depends on the show for me. But if the show typically has a dubbed version already there, I tend to fall on that.
Well, let me tell you why you're wrong.
True.
Honestly, man, sub is 100% the way to go. I just think that the show itself flows a little bit better when it's coming from the original like version, I guess. Obviously they like have to go through translation and add English subs, which I don't know if you guys knew this, but there are certain places where they'll release a anime earlier than the actual like intended date for an official English sub, and they'll give you like someone who is I think the term is proficient in Japanese, and they'll give you their rough translation. So obviously you want to watch the official translation for a lot of things like manga and anime, but I just feel like it's a lot better. I think it flows a lot easier, and maybe it's because I have watched sub more than I do dub nowadays, because at the beginning I definitely liked dub better. I thought it was very easier to digest because it was English and I could understand everything, but then once I got into English subs, I understood more of the jokes, because the thing is, like, you lose a lot in translation to English dub from the original source material, which is in Japanese, where like they'll have jokes that are specific to things in Japan or specific to Asian culture, and then it kind of just gets lost as it becomes into English dub. Well, they'll modify it to make it more simpler and easier to digest for the English speakers and listeners. So that's the one thing I actually really didn't like. And then when I heard about that and figured it was actually true, because I thought, no, there's no way, like, they can't do that. And then I figured it out, and I was like, oh, okay, this is real. So I switched to English sub, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. Also, in English sub, you get the most recent episodes. You don't have to wait 2 seasons or a whole month after the show's been out to fully catch up with the anime, which is my biggest thing, because I don't want to be spoiled on certain things like My Hero, because I know My Hero takes like about a month or weeks later to upload a dub version of it. And I don't like that, because there are certain animes where I want to be caught up fully, and I don't want that to be spoiled, essentially. And for me, I just think also sub is just the better version. Obviously, if you listen to it without sub and you understand Japanese, and that's even better. But I think for me, just sub just overall is everything. There are, like Rafa said, certain ones where I would actually prefer. He said sub over dub, but I say dub over sub in some cases. Like Dragon Ball Z is 100% the number one, where I think I would rather watch this in English than in sub. However, there are certain scenes that I think are a little over the top that make sense in the English sub versus the dub. For example, when like Goku's powering up, it just sounds so much better in the English in the sub version than it does in the dub, because I know what the voice actors look like in the English dub, And it's just because you know how like sometimes they show like behind the scenes of like them in the recording booth like doing that kind of stuff. I just feel like they're like like that stuff is just over the top for the English dub. I just feel like that's too much, and in the sub I don't know, it just sounds better. Maybe I'm just used to it now that I like it better, but I just feel like there's certain parts where sub definitely beats out dub, but overall, specifically for Dragon Ball, I would rather listen to it in English. I also really love the voice actors for the English ones. That's the other thing too. I think it has to hit really hard. Like, if you're going to have voice actors to do certain dubs, right, for animes, I feel like you have to get the best of the best to do these lines for animes, because I feel like if they get I don't want to say this in a negative manner or tone, but if they get mediocre voice actors for a super beloved anime, then it's not gonna be as impactful as it was in sub. So I just feel like they have to get the best of the best, the cream of the crop for voice acting for very, very popular animes. Like, if it's one that's not very beloved, right? But that's also the thing too, and I know I'm jumping from topic to topic, but some animes get received better in certain places of the world. So that's also a topic to be discussed when it comes to dub versus sub. But overall, I just think sub is the better way of viewing. You're more caught up. You get to experience it how it originally comes out, and all you got to do is just read, which I will say that's probably the one biggest issue and qualm with people, is that they have to read while they watch. But you actually get used to it. It's really not that hard. But yeah, I mean, that's my take. I would 100% prefer sub over dub any day of the week for like 99% of the anime, right, that I watch. But actually, John, what do you think? Tell us about your perspective.
There is no dub. It's only sub.
Yikes.
I don't ever watch a dub, ever. The only time I ever watched it was Samuel L. Jackson, Afro-Samurai. Never, ever again. I spit on it.
Wow.
I don't like it. And this is why. Japanese voice actors and anything like that, they can convey certain emotions way better than a dub, because it's made by Japanese people. They wrote it, so they know the emotion that they have to convey. You know what I'm saying? So like, they can, you get that feeling. There's an anime that I want to recommend to you guys. I recommend you watch it in sub, because the feeling that you get from the voice actors is just something that translating it into English cannot. And granted, there probably are good. I'm pretty sure there are good dubs out there. I don't even want to look at it. I don't even like. I don't care. Like, I accidentally put on Attack on Titan when I was trying to watch it back in when I was trying to rewatch it, and it accidentally put the dub version, and I was like, what is this? And I got mad. But like, nah, man, I cannot. There's just certain emotions. I was watching like a My Hero comparison of like him yelling in different languages. And nah, man, the original Japanese voice actors can just convey it in a stronger, more like emotional way, and you just don't get that feeling in like translations to other languages. You just can't. And it's even then, like Dragon Ball, I watched it when they did the English dub. I love the voice actors. That's how I know Goku even today. That's how I know Goku. But like, even then, I like the female voice actor for it. I prefer it that way. When I play Dragon Ball Fighters, I don't change it to English. I leave it, and it just sounds better that way. Although sometimes it doesn't make sense when they're like supposed to be from another like place. Like, for example, like, isn't All Might from America? Yeah.
Well, no, he's from Japan, but he trained a lot in America, which is why he has the Delaware Smash and the United States of Smash and things like that.
Well, okay, there's an anime where like, or like what Rafa said, like that 1920s, they're in Chicago. They should be speaking English, like it only makes sense. But nah, bro, they speak Japanese in Chicago. That's what they speak. Like, isn't Attack on Titan like German based or something like that?
Yeah,
it's European.
They're Japanese. I don't care. Like that's how it is to me. Like, the Eren Yeager's intensity and his drive just comes off like I believe it in Japanese. It's just, man, you can't emulate it. You can't.
Like,
Even if you try it, you can't.
I know for a fact I'm in the minority of this. I know most people tend to like it subbed over dubbed, and some people are as hardcore as John who don't even sniff towards the direction of dubbed. I know for a fact I'm in a minority of this, and I accept it. I'm not gonna sit here and try to argue with you guys about your points. It's just how it is. I know people like subbed more than dubbed. Now, just there was one thing that Hector was saying was that like you have to wait like a certain amount of time. It is true you do have to wait some for them to kind of do the dub like with Crunchyroll and Funimation, but like with the bigger shows they tend to be really quick. It tends to be like maybe like a day or two, 3 days or something like that.
Speaking of that, I'm actually really surprised. The Tower of God, I didn't think they would have a dub version as quickly as you said, because like I was probably 6 episodes in, and you had the first 4 like in dub already.
Yeah. They're missing one right now.
Yeah,
I think they.
So that's crazy.
So
I will
like,
say I hate that you're watching it in dub. Like vehemently hate that you're watching it in dub. Because
I like it.
I'm telling you, bro. Oh, man.
Like
I think you're wrong.
I also get the thing that John is saying is like it is true. The for whatever reason the emotions feel different. Like it feels more stronger in Japanese. I get. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I'm not arguing against you guys about this stuff. You guys, excuse me. You guys are making great, valid points. I just sometimes don't want to. I just want to watch in English. I don't know. I just want an English dub. I don't know. That's just how I am sometimes.
Sounds like you're dense. I'm joking.
Now, like for example, My Hero. That's for sure I'm gonna watch that subbed. I did see a few episodes in dub. I don't have a problem with it, but I'm used to it subbed. I'm used to it
I have a
subbed.
problem.
So I'm sticking to the sub with it. It's just I don't know. For me, it just really depends on the show. For me, if I'm going to watch it dubbed or subbed, and but again, like I said, I'm in the minority. I'm for sure in the minority in this. I know most people. Like I feel like at least 80%. Everybody's like, no, it's subbed all the way. Or they
I would say
rarely
probably
get dubbed
more.
a chance.
I'd say like 90% say sub versus dub,
Yeah,
and then like the 10% are for dub.
How does it feel to be wrong?
Oh, actually, another anime that I think I'd rather watch. Actually, I wouldn't say rather anymore, but I liked at one point over sub was Naruto. I think everybody kind of started Naruto in dub, at least here in the US. But I started watching it in English sub, and I can see why. I really, really enjoy it. Also, one really, really cool thing about just sub versus dub in general is that in Japan, a lot of the voice actors for certain characters are women, which is super dope. Like I think, like you said, Goku, Luffy, Naruto, Ash in Pokemon, like a ton of them are actually voiced by women, and that's really, really dope. Like I never would have thought it. Obviously just seeing the character, they're male, right? But then when you look into it, they're actually female. And actually a lot of the cast of One Piece in general, I think are women that voice them, but it's really, really cool.
Oh, get out of here. That's cool.
Yeah.
One dub that I really like is the BNA.
Oh,
Right there.
I watched
That
it
dub's
in
good.
sub, and John, that's one if like it's one of those casual animes you should watch. It's actually really dope. It's called BNA on Netflix. It's actually surprisingly really good. I didn't have really high hopes for it, but I would say it's a pretty stellar.
The
Google it.
It's on
side
Netflix,
note,
yeah.
The opening and ending are so good. I
Okay,
love the opening and
so
ending of the song.
this is something me and Rafa talked about. I don't watch a lot of endings, but this one I just watched it because I guess I just didn't get a chance to skip it or whatever, but I actually really enjoyed the opening and ending. I think this one has a really solid opening and ending.
They're really good. And so you only seen it in sub, you didn't watch it in dub?
No, unlike you, I do the opposite of you. I just go straight to sub. I just look to see if they have a sub. If they have a dub, I'll watch it if it looks interesting. Also, for me, one thing is I'm very picky on what art styles I like to of anime. Like if it looks god awful, I'm not gonna watch it, even if it's one of the most critically acclaimed 10 out of 10 animes. Like if it just looks like complete hot garbo, I'm not gonna watch it. I just can't. It's just something that turns me off immediately. Also, dumb premises for animes. Like, for example, one of my friends keeps recommending me a cycling anime. And, and I'm gonna watch it because I'm a good friend, but I don't want to.
Hold up.
But you watch like basketball and volleyball.
I watch volleyball. I watch volleyball. Haikyuu is amazing.
It's the same thing though.
But cycling, I don't care about bicycling. I don't.
So you care about volleyball?
I
Yeah,
do.
care about volleyball.
I do.
Who's going to the championships this year? Shut up.
Exactly.
Nobody,
You don't care
because
about
the
volleyball.
world is in
You
lockdown,
just have all
John.
the answers,
Quarantine.
don't you, Hector? You just have all the answers.
But
Thank you. Thank you.
before I get roasted some more, I have one little quick side tidbit. I want to give a shout out to Alex because I just remembered when I was talking about the voice actors in One Piece. So the voice actor for Zoro, which is the right hand man of Luffy and the crew, is actually the voice actor for the Japanese version of what's the video game he's playing, the Ghost of Tsushima or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the voice actor, one of the most beloved, famous voice actors in all of Japan, who voices Zoro in the anime, is the voice actor for that game. So it's 100% one of the main reasons why I want to play that game, because I just love his voice acting. I don't know if there's is it always in Japanese, like when you play it, or is
English?
it? Oh, okay.
No, it's made in English, but you can change it to Japanese.
Yeah, so
But it's made for English.
if there's an English, or if there's a Japanese with English subs, I'm gonna play it that way.
Ooh.
Because his voice actor is the one for the actual voicing of the character in there, which is phenomenal. I just love his voice in that
cool.
game. It's super sick. His voice in general is amazing, especially in Zoro, or as Zoro in the anime. And from what I was told, he basically talks the exact same as Zoro in the game. So I'm like super hyped for it.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So I want to play that game really bad.
So before we ran off, my main point was that the anime BNA, the English dub is really good.
Okay.
Especially the main girl, the Tanuki girl.
Mm-hmm.
The voice actress for her she's really really good.
You know what? I'll actually give it a chance. Because I actually do like this anime a lot. I did not finish it. I think I'm like 3 episodes shy of finishing it.
I'm on the last episode right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like 3 or 4 episodes shy of finishing it, but I would actually give this one a chance because I feel like, and I guess this could be a topic for another pod, but like I don't know if this was a straight up American anime, if you get what I'm saying, like an American made anime, or if it's like a Japanese anime. I don't know if you would know that either, or if you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
That.
But like just the differences in
made by
American versus
Trigger.
Japanese. Oh, okay.
The
Yeah, never mind
studio's
then.
Trigger,
Yeah.
so it's a Japanese studio.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, this one sounds interesting, or this one would seem interesting in English dub. So I definitely probably check out the first episode and see how I like it.
Yeah. Out of all of them, for me, they all did great jobs. Like they all conveyed, their emotions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But my two favorite ones are the two main characters. The wolf guy.
Mm-hmm.
He has a good English voice, but the best one of all of them is the Tanuki girl. She has a very good voice.
I have a way to question or to see if I'm gonna like this. Does the wolf have like a deeper voice, like a deeper, like smooth voice? Because he has a deep, smooth voice in the Japanese version or in the sub version.
I don't know how deep it is in the Japanese one because I didn't hear that one. I just went straight to the dub, but he does have a deep, smooth voice. Yeah.
That's
John, you're laughing. You're laughing, but it makes perfect sense if you get anime sub versus dub. You do, because like, again, I'm just gonna keep bringing this one up. Goku in the Japanese version has a high pitched voice, and then Goku in dub has a very manly voice. So it's just like, dude, there's a difference. There's a difference.
Does he have a smooth, deep voice?
I was gonna say like I don't know if this is the right term, but like sultry, silky voice, because he has a silky voice in the Japanese sub one.
Yo, imagine telling somebody their voice is silk.
Hey man, your voice is silk.
Yeah, you got some
You
fabric
soothe me.
in that throat.
You got some fabric in that throat.
You got some cashmere pipes going on in there.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
But I think in conclusion, I am right and y'all wrong.
All right, that is.
You just said you were
literally.
the
Yeah, I know.
minority.
You're in the 10% of people who actually like them.
That's like a really bad F.
Just let me have.
It's not
this.
even like that is.
Let me just take this W for once.
Sure, pal.
Yay! Dublin! Hooray! Anyways, moving on from that, guys. Well, I think we talked enough about dub versus sub and how wrong you guys are and how right I am. We actually have a surprise, Hector.
Oh.
A very, very. Our next topic here at the Bento Boxcast is actually being brought up by our guest, John. John
That's
has
me.
yeah, and we have no idea what this is about, listeners.
Surprise,
out there. We have
surprise.
no idea what this is. John said, "Hey, I have this topic for you guys. I'm going to bring it up. I'm not going to tell you what it is until we actually do the recording." So here we are.
Okay, it's my
Hector,
time.
I'm bracing
Hector,
myself.
how scared are you? How scared-
Honestly, you know what? No, we gave Alex. We didn't give Alex the benefit of the doubt, right? John, I know, has a better head on his shoulders, so I am not too scared. I'm like, all right, at a scale of 1 to 10, I'm on I want to say 8. I think an
That's pretty
8.
high.
8.
It's pretty high.
8 of being
Incredibly high.
no 8 as in like I'm 8% positive out of 10. 80% positive that it's not bad. That I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Like I'm 80% sure it's gonna be some bull. Like,
No. I'm 80% positive it's good.
we didn't give Alex the benefit of the doubt, but I'm fairly certain this is gonna be some garbage.
Yeah. Now, John's been pretty chill, pretty laid back in the whole us versus them thing. You know, it's mostly just us talking smack
Which
to
is why I'm not
Alex,
so scared.
and Alex talking smack to us. So yeah, I also think John's gonna do us good here.
Hold on. No,
for the
that's not entirely true because last pod freaking Alex was like, I didn't do nothing. I didn't start it. And then John is like, yeah, you didn't. Yes, he did. I just want to pause everything. John, you better. I'm a gun to your head. You better tell the truth right now. You were just straight up said, yeah, no, you didn't say nothing. Like,
Yes, he did.
Alex didn't start it. Yes, he did.
I was playing the game. You know, it's the
I'm a neutral party.
I'm with y'all, and I'm over there. You know, like I can't speak on that. That would choose sides.
Oh
I'm
my
a
God.
pacifist.
John, I give you a pass because I
Thank you.
said at one of the early episodes I said fudge John like
You did.
3
You
times.
straight up. For real, I think it was like the first episode.
Yup,
You just said
he came at you.
Like the first no,
like
the first 2
bleep
episodes.
me.
Yeah,
four
the first
times.
episodes. I said F word John like 3-4 times,
I
and
was
John
like,
didn't
I
say
do
anything to
not.
me.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
I get
so-
attacked for it for some reason, and that's how this whole thing started.
Hey, I'm a neutral party. I don't do nothing.
I give
I'm just
John
for
a
the
pass.
cause.
Or the pods.
I'm just a pod.
So-
I'm just a pod guy. You know, I'm just a pod guy.
Right.
Anyway,
But, go ahead, John. Go ahead. Let us know what
Okay.
it is.
well, I'm actually very, very glad that Hector brought up Ghost of Tsushima because I want to ask you. You guys talked about the way anime is represented in movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you guys feel about it represented in gaming? I run a gaming podcast, and I thought this was a
Ooh.
nice way to merge the two. What do you guys think about how anime is being represented in video games? Now, there's like Dragon Fighter Z, which is like top tier fighting games, and then you get like
Jump Force.
Jump Force. So, like, do you feel like y'all getting a good rap there too? Because it's not so much in the live action zone. Like, what do y'all think?
So, Rafa, I want to start with this one because I have a lot to say.
What?
So, I think Dragon Ball Fighter Z is fantastic. I think that one is literally the I think the term is epitome. Like, it is the cream of the crop, the best of the anime games. And obviously it's showing because it's one of the greatest games in Evo. And like it just gets so much support from everybody. It also has like huge earnings for like the winners of the actual show or game rather. And then and then you got Jump Force, which honestly I love the idea of Jump Force. I love that they're including different animes. Like for example, they have like crazy animes like Hunter x Hunter, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece. The Yu-Gi-Oh one was the one that surprised me the most. And then there's like My Hero, and I love that they're adding different animes into one like super fighting game, but I just hate the way they executed it in a sense. Like I just don't like how they flopped really hard, because honestly this one could have been it. This one could have been the best gaming one, or the best anime gaming fighting game ever, like if they had just executed it perfectly, but they just kind of dropped the ball.
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, literally the Super Smash Bros of the anime fighting games. I don't know if you guys have ever played them, but there's My Hero fighting games too.
See,
and those are okay.
I'm glad you brought that up, because like I don't like those games, Jump Force, the My Hero fighting game, because they all have the same formula of fighting games that
Mechanics
Dragon Ball Z
and everything.
Budokai did years ago. Like, why would I want to play? Like, if I want to play that, I'll just play Budokai. Like, it's better.
Yeah, I always say Budokai is 100% better for sure. But you just get more of like the popular anime now, which is why they tried doing it. I would rather them do like a Mortal Kombat / Dragon Ball Z Fighters version of Jump Force, and just give me Gon and Killua and Hisoka and all these crazy Yugi, Kaiba, all this stuff in that. I get that they wanted to do the whole 3D, you can see them in their full glory type thing, but even then some of the art direction that they went with some of these characters weren't that great, and I am super disappointed in it. Like the One Piece characters look amazing. I think the original characters, like the Goku, the Vegetas, and all that, the stuff that they came in originally, for the most part, they're fantastic. But I was just not a huge fan in general of how some of them looked. I would rather they have gone a little bit more cartoony and literally just done a Dragon Ball Z Fighters than that. There's also like other ones where like I'm blanking on some of the anime games, but I just feel like I feel like there's just too much fighting and not enough. Oh, there you go. That actually just clicked in my head. There's One Piece games that apparently have a great story that would a lot of people say would be better in the anime as like a filler arc or something than in an actual video game. But the One Piece games are pretty interesting. They're very Zelda-esque, where it's open world. And like Luffy gets to do his crazy stuff, and he can kind of like Spider-Man whip it around like places, and like you can actually be him, or like Zoro and things like that. I know the One Piece games aren't extremely well received, but they're still received in a good manner. But I also feel like anime gaming could be better in the sense that like if they do some of the storylines, or okay, here's the thing. I don't want to play through a storyline that I saw in an anime already season. I want to play through something completely new that isn't exactly canon in the story. So just give me something different, right? Like give me something that I haven't watched already before, and just make me play through that. That would be sick. I think I'd absolutely love that. But other than that, I just feel like there's a lot of fighting games in anime, which I'm not a huge fan of. Although Dragon Ball FighterZ was amazing. Jump Force I kind of have just as like a joke to own on my Xbox. And I have never bought one of the One Piece games, but I have seen gameplay of it, and it looks okay. I've heard that it kind of gets repetitive after a certain point, which is why like I just want a whole new story with different mechanics. And even if he does something that's not canon, like I don't know, he just goes to like 1,000,000% and he can fully activate it. I'm talking about like Deku. He can fully activate his all for or one for all. Then that'd be dope. But like just something off canon, just something different, something new, new story. I don't want any rehashes of like the overhaul arc and things like that. Just give me something different, and I'd be happy.
I am with you on that. I just didn't like that Dragon Ball Fighters did the thing where, because you can do the brand new story, and I think Dragon Ball Fighters tried it with like the anti versions of the characters or something like that. Is that it? Like I did not finish.
The story is basically like a brand new android and then a professor, and then they kind of do a little bit a little bit of elements of the main actual storyline and stuff, and then they kind of add in like this isn't the term, but like shadow characters and like her absorbing them and becoming stronger and things like that. Because the main villain was Android 21. I think that actually that was her name, Android 21.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, like, that's cool, but, like, maybe don't do it like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like I hate shadow characters. I hate them. Don't like that. But I'm with you there. The one game that I do like, it's like my guilty... I have two, actually. Two guilty anime pleasures. The Afro-Samurai game, duh. And the Attack on Titan 2, the game, is actually pretty good. I downloaded the demo on the Switch, and I played that demo for like hours. Instead of just buying the game, I literally just played the demo for hours. And it's like you actually like use like the I forget what they're called, like the
gear.
The gear.
Yeah.
And like you actually like have to take down Titans with like these combos, and you get to be with like Aaron and all the other people, like they're in your squad. It's like it's one of those where it kind of captures the feel. I'm pretty sure no one likes it, but for me it captures the feel of like the anime of like, oh, I wish how it would feel like to just glide through the air with the gear. And I feel like that they should take these other animes that aren't just strictly two fighters or like a fighting anime and do stuff with it. Like a Psycho Pass game would be cool, or like
that would be such a good game.
Like there's animes out there, like you want to do wacky stuff, gaming is like the best place to do that, and it'll make sense. Like it's a game. I think it'll make
A
sense.
Psycho-Pass game would be awesome.
What would you think about a Fire Force game, John? I'm not John. Rafa.
That'd be cool too. A Fire Force game. That'd be great.
Be your own pyrokinetic. Choose your generation.
Yeah, but it's kind of somewhat echoing off what you guys are saying. My biggest problem with anime video games is that it's pretty much either it's a fighting game or it's nothing in a sense, because it's always been the Naruto games, and those were always fighting games no matter what. I think it was maybe one or two that was more towards like adventure. I think it was like on a 360. I can't remember which one it was exactly. But for the most part, all the Naruto games, all the Boruto games, they're all fighting games. My Hero games are fighting games. All the Dragon Ball Z games are fighting games, except for the one that just came out with, was like the Goku one. The one.
It's
like
fighting.
RPG.
Uh,
I
Isn't
think
it
I
like
know
an
what
RPG
you're talking
element?
Yeah, it is, but it's very it's basically very Budokai-esque. Like it's that with like elements of RPG. So like
Okay.
yeah.
So for the most part, I don't have like a big stake in fighting, well, anime games for the most part. Because it's really just the same thing over and over again. It's just like fighting games, so just people fighting
Right.
each other. And it kind of makes sense because the more bigger anime that are out there tends to be shonen anime, which is like the fighting stuff and things like that. But I completely agree with John. A Psycho-Pass game would be so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, even though it wasn't that popular, it wasn't really well received, but the Afro-Samurai game looked so cool. It was so different. It's like a hack and slash game. You don't have,
Yeah.
and nowadays, even more nowadays, you don't get that many hack and slash games anymore.
Mm-mm.
Like it's what, like God of War and like and the
I think that's it.
Darksiders, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
I can't really think of any other like big hack and slash games like that really stick out. So like Afro Samurai kind of stuck out because it's an anime, and it's how that's a hack and slash. That's awesome. That combination works really well, especially for like Afro Samurai. Like that's a game that I feel like people, even though it's not well received, I feel like it's one of those that people are not really gonna forget. There are some anime games out there. They're more for like the DS or like the Switch or whatever, where it's like puzzle games. Like there's this one anime, I forgot the name of it, but the main character is a detective, and she has to like solve cases and things like that. So there's a game where it's like a puzzle game that you have to solve cases as the character, or What's that other anime? I don't know if I think it started as a game, but then it was made into an anime. I could be wrong in how that started off, but it was the lawyer guy. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Uh, I know the name of it, but I'm blanking right now.
Detective
It's like
Pikachu.
I was gonna say
no,
that for what he was saying, but I decided not to.
no.
Uh,
It's like objection.
Phoenix Wright.
Phoenix, right. Yeah, there you go. Now,
Oh,
I don't know if that came out as a game first or as an anime, but I know there's an anime for it. But that's also something different, you know. Like you don't get that many different. I feel like here in the United States or here on the Western side of things, you don't get that many different. You don't get that many different type of genres. You really just get the fighting genre. I feel like maybe in Japan they do have more variations of it, you know, they're related to
Hmm.
anime. For example, some of the more slice of life anime that tend to do like with like romance and like uh harems and things like that. Those tend to either be based off a game or the game is based off an anime, vice versa, things like that, right? But we don't get that stuff over here. Like, they don't publish that over here. If you want to play those games, you have to order them online, get it shipped, and play it on your PC and things like that, right? So it's like you can't go to a GameStop and buy Clanad, for example, because Clanad was a video. It's also an anime.
cool.
Um, can't do that, right? You have to order it online. So I feel we're very limited here in the Western Hemisphere side of things because they just like with just like with turning anime into movies, I feel like people don't really see a profit in it yet. You know, they really don't see the numbers in it
Hmm.
other than stick to things that they know has worked. For example, like the fighting games. So they know people are going to buy the next Dragon Ball. People know that there's a fan base for My Hero, so they're going to go and pump those fighting games out because that's people know that's what they like, and that tends to what the genre tends to be for those games. But it's also really cool to see people taking risks, like with Attack on Titan game, where you can swing around and stuff like that. That's so cool. Like
Hmm.
it's
Mhm.
such a different thing. You don't see
I'm
things
gonna
like
buy
that,
it
and
now.
yeah, like
I just
I
thinking about
wish
it.
I wish they had more things like that, more games out there that tied into anime, but also really explored what you can do with video games other than just being you pick your character, he picks his character, and you fight. You
And you
know,
just punch each
when
other.
So
yeah, like
I have a question. Is the Attack on Titan game where you create your own character and then you're in that universe?
Yes.
Okay, so I would actually be cool with animes like that, but again, I would want them to do, at least for me, I would want them to do a storyline that's different than what's in the anime.
Right.
Because I mean, I don't know, I just don't like reliving or rewatching or redoing anything that has to do with a previous season, even if I did love it a lot. But again, I'd rather it just be a completely whole new story set in the world of whatever anime they want to do. But I like the
Right.
whole idea of creating your own character, kind of like
like
the Sonic games, if you know what I'm talking about, the most recent one.
like
It's a terrible
Did people
example,
even
but
like that one? Like,
no, they didn't. They really
maybe
didn't.
don't. Maybe don't say
But
that.
you can create your own character in it, like,
Right.
and then
I
yeah.
get what you're saying, but no.
Oh, it's a terrible example, but that's an example that they have.
just think what you guys were talking about. Just I was just started thinking like, wouldn't it be cool to have a Soul Eater hack and slash game?
Yeah,
That'd
actually,
be pretty
that'd be
dope.
dope.
Oh, wait,
And
Rafa. I was just real quick. I'm completely shutting you down right quick. A
okay,
Gantz Zero multiplayer game where we go as a squad and like fight these demons and like you actually have to rack up points and stuff. Like, come on.
Would it
Yes,
be
a
a
Gantz video
like
game.
a Devil May
Yes.
Cry-esque game?
No, it would
Uh,
be a third-person shooter,
yes.
guaranteed.
Third-person shooter.
Third-person shooter Gantz. Oh my God, exactly.
That would be
That would be
dope.
perfect.
What would you guys think
And
of
then,
a
like-
Devil May Cry-esque Soul Eater game?
That would also be cool.
I think that would work
I would-
perfect.
I would,
I think that would be perfect.
I would like. So this is the way that I would like if I was producing, right? Let's say it's Rafa, the video game producer. Um, the hack
What a
and
great
slash.
name.
Yeah, thank you. The hack and slash Soul Eater. I would have that be like its own, like you make your own character, you can choose his own weapons, things like that. So that'll be like its own little side thing. But like if a Devil May Cry version of it, I would have that be like its own storyline. Like you play as Maka,
Okay.
and so
True.
so that
Ooh.
like the Devil May Cry style, it's more heavy on the story. Like let's say they have their own storyline. Like you know how like they have the movies when they kind of do their own thing on the side.
Hmm.
They come back to the anime.
Right.
Something like that. So they go off on a side adventure, and that's the video game in there. So
That'd be
you
dope.
still get so
Hmm.
yeah. So like you know how Hector's saying like, well, I don't want to see them rehashing the same story again. It's still it's still the anime characters, but they're doing something separate, like in the
Hmm.
movie. You experience it through the video game.
It's essentially a
Exactly.
beach
Yeah.
episode in the animes. If Rafa knows what I'm talking
Yeah, exactly.
about.
But
Oh,
better.
I heard y'all talk about this. Yeah, yeah.
Also, I thought about another thing too. What if it's a My Hero game based like the Spider-Man games, the newest Spider-Man games, or like you just go throughout the city and like fight
Oh,
villains
an
and things like
open
that.
world?
Yeah, an
That
open
could be
world My Hero
cool.
game.
That would be awesome too.
Man, put me on,
That'd
bro.
be awesome.
That's all
Bro,
I'm saying.
they sleep. And,
I'm telling you, like, there's
yeah.
actually really great ideas, but again, kind of like Rafa said, like they just don't see the value or the money in making video game games. Although, or video game games, anime games. Even though anime is like skyrocketing in popularity nowadays, so I don't know. We might
Now would
see
be the
more
time.
stuff. Yeah, now would honestly be the time to capitalize on it.
Also another genre of video games or like anime video games that's really popular, especially in
I
Japan.
think I know what you're gonna
It's
say.
no, you're not. No,
Dating
no.
Sims.
I
I
did
don't know if
bring up
that's
Dating Sims
popular or not, I'm
earlier.
just
I did
throwing
bring
it
them
out
up
there.
earlier.
Mhm.
That's what Client Ad was and stuff like that. Hector's talking about like the ecchi adult rated games and stuff like
Oh,
I don't
that.
know. I was
that's
thinking of dating
nasty.
sims. I was not thinking
No,
of
no,
Ecchi.
no, no. Hector
No,
was
no,
calling
no,
it
no,
better.
no.
That's
You
not what
think
I meant.
about frickin' Sims. Got 'em.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's talking
Continue.
about talking about big booby coochie Sims.
You don't got to go into all
Please
that
no.
detail. Jesus
Please
Christ.
That's not what I meant. What I was going to bring up is that they have these. I don't say like idol games, but like music games
Oh, cool.
where like so like they have the anime characters they're singing and they're doing like the songs from the show, whatever. And it's kind of like Guitar Hero or like Rock Band where you have to hit like certain buttons with the pattern with the beat and stuff like that. I know you guys. Have
I
seen
know
those
what you're talking
before.
about. I love the taiko drum games. The fact
Yeah,
that you
those
actually
are-
get like a
those are
little
nice.
taiko drum, like kind of
It's-
like Donkey
it's in
Kong
the sense-
Bongo or whatever.
It's in the same vein of that.
Yeah.
But those
Um,
are because those are very popular in Japan because one of the things that's really popular in Japan it's starting to seem like it's starting to die down now more, but like there was a certain time frame like 3 years ago where idol anime was like the biggest thing.
Mhm.
Like idol anime was like the one thing that every season there was like at least 3 4 idol shows coming out. Like this is before Isekai really took over. It was just idol show after idol show after idol show. And
Wasn't
the
there
one
a
thing-
show that I'm sorry for cutting you up, but wasn't there a show of like 4 brothers or something like that? Like 4 different idol shows that you recommended to me? Does that ring any bells to you?
No, because I'm not a big fan of idols.
the only idol
think
show
it
I
was a
think I
comedic show.
genuinely like is the one with the zombies. The zombie
Zombie
girls.
one is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zombie Saga is good.
So, John, to
I don't
kind of
know
talk to you about that one, there's this guy who wants to create an idol group, but then he gets girls who have died and then reanimates them as zombies, and then like paints. I know it sounds weird, but then he paints like skin on their like ugly flesh because they're zombies, and he makes them go out and like they have to transition from zombies to to an idol group, and they're called like zombie girls. But it's actually extremely hilarious. I know it sounds
It's
wild,
funny.
but it's hilarious.
It's a funny show. Like, and the thing is, like, going into the show, if we didn't tell you this, you would not know it's an idol show. 'Cause I had no idea it was an idol show. I thought it was a zombie anime. I was like, oh shit,
I
like
also
another.
thought it was.
I was like, oh, dang, another zombie anime. We don't get a lot of these anymore. Like, cool, let me check this out. And next thing you know, they're singing and dancing on stage. I'm like, what is this? It's an idol show.
It's
it's
you
a-
for a curveball. It's funny.
Yeah, they hook you in really, really nice with that. That's a nice hook they get you with.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, pretty much what we were saying is that like I feel like they don't see. It's either I feel like people are not willing to take the risks to really see what could they do with anime and video games. That's what I feel like.
Hmm.
They're not willing to take the risk. And I mean, I can see why, like with not talking about anime, but with video games, it's very hard to get IPs, new IPs out there and make them sell. Like that's why we get, part five of this and remake of that. You know what I'm saying? So like
Right.
for the most part, it's very hard to get new IPs out there and make them into a thing. Now, recently, we're seeing that there's certain IPs that can come out there and achieve, like Ghost of Tsushima. Hopefully, I said that right.
Hmm.
But that's a new IP, and it's taking over the world pretty much. So
Right.
it really depends on the anime, on the game, and who's willing to back it up, and also whoever's going to be making the game themselves. If for example, if Rockstar decided, hey, we're going to make a single player open world game about My Hero, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the best freaking anime game ever made because it's Rockstar behind it. It's an open world game. That's like their bread and butter. And you know how dedicated Rockstar are with their games. So like when something like that, then like yeah, I'm sold. But like let's say it's an indie or not even indie developers. Developers tend to do pretty good. But like it's a bad studio or like EA has a property and they're just gonna poop out a game just because they have the license and it's gonna be a bad game. So I feel like it really depends on who would be making the games for anime or whatever.
Feel you. I feel you. Ooh, I'm glad. Ooh, I'm glad I brought this up.
Yeah, this is actually a really good conversation.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm
good
not gonna lie.
topic.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Look at that. See. Yeah, you
Wow,
were
you really do this
8%.
pod stuff.
Wow, it's not like I don't have my own
I mean,
podcast. All right.
All right. Well, John, that was a good topic, and I thank you for it. It's a really
Hmm.
good one.
Welcome.
That was a nice. It's like the secret sauce on your burger.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know what it was, but it tasted really good with everything else. Moving on from that, John, I have a surprise for you. Not really, not much of a surprise. So we already told you. I already told you what it was, at least twice already.
Right.
But guys, we have a new segment here at the Bento Box cast. Now we have. I feel like we talked about this, Hector. That every single time we have a guest on, we might have like a game show or quiz type thing for them, right? We said that,
It's
Hector?
gonna be something a little bit different for every single person, but of course, this is the first
Right.
time you're ever gonna get it. So
First time ever, and of course, John here. He is not a newbie. He doesn't. He's been through this before with the playing pod with Alex and John. Because Alex quizzes John pretty much almost every single week about video games, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what John and Alex. That's what they know. That's their thing. Video games. Now coming over here with us here with Hector and myself at the Bento Boxcast, I'm not going to quiz you about video games. What's the whole point? We don't talk about video games here. We did talk about video games a little bit
I was just
today,
about to say.
but
Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah, overall, we talk about anime, right?
Yes.
Now, John, when we were first trying to get you on the podcast years ago, I did ask you what some anime you watched, which you did bring up today on this podcast. So I have 5 questions for you.
Oh, jeez.
Hector, give me some game show music back.
Oh, dude, I was about to do the do 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 do, which is not. Wow, dude, way to put me on the spot. I have no idea.
Hit him with a dude. Just do
I was
one.
about to do the. I was about to do Dora. do 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 Dora.
Sure, do Dora. Do
Right.
Dora.
That's it. You know that. There you go. That's the entrance.
All right, thanks. Okay, thank you. Hector. Okay, so
It's Dorothy. Okay.
yeah, so I have 5 questions for you. They
Uh-huh.
are multiple choice. Okay, I'm not as harsh as Alex. I know Alex has
Thank
his
you.
own set of rules. But to win the game, You have to answer all 5 correctly. Okay?
Huh?
Yes, you have to 100% it. Okay?
What?
Now it's multiple choice, and see, look how nice I am, guys. Listen how nice I am. You have 2 lifelines. Okay? Lifeline number 1. Ask a Hector, where you can ask Hector
Ask
to answer the question.
Hector.
He can answer the question for you. Now he can give you his opinion. Now you can either go with it or go against it. At the end of the day, you have to give me the answer, but you can ask Hector what his opinion is. Okay, that's lifeline number 1. You can only use it once. Okay, out of the 5 questions. Lifeline number 2. Delete an answer. You get to delete one answer for one of the questions. Okay, so these are both of your lifelines. You understand?
Yes,
Okay, great.
I
Now-
consent.
Great. Now, each question is based off one anime that you have seen. Okay?
Ah,
You
Jesus
confirmed this
Christ.
with me that you have seen it. So it's not like I'm pulling some obscure anime that you've never heard of and I'm asking you what color the shirt is or something like that, right? This is something you've seen that you've seen completely in full. So you've processed it. You gave me this list. Now, one quick thing before we move on to the first question. For whatever reason, if you either win or lose, there is a bonus question. Okay, this is 6th question. And the 6th question is, let's say, for example, you 100% it, right? You win it all, right?
Uh-huh.
You can go for, in a sense, double or nothing. Alex gives you ice cream sandwiches. I'll give you 2 meatball marinara Subway sandwiches, footlongs,
Oh dang!
with the chips and drink.
Jesus.
You give
Right?
me 2.
Footlongs.
Give
And
2
you got
meals.
chips and drinks.
2
Wow.
Subway meals, meatball marinara.
Man, I'm
With-
gonna have to.
with-
I'm gonna have to complain to Alex because y'all spoiling me.
Stepping it up here.
with Parmesan and oregano seasoning on the sandwiches. Look how nice I'm treating
Wow.
everybody.
Look at that.
If you lose, let's say you lose, right? Let's say
Oh my
you lose you don't get the first 5. You can go for it. You can go for it all. If you answer question 6, even though you lost the first 5 questions, you still win it all. You will get 1 meatball marinara with everything else I said. So in a sense, you can still win, even though you might mess up the first 5 questions. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So keep in mind, bonus question number 6 could save you no matter what, or it can make you a rich man, even richer. Right?
Oh.
So that's what I want to say here. All right.
Y'all
So-
got the budget for these sandwiches? Y'all,
Oh,
y'all got it
John.
like that?
Oh, we got it like that. What do you
With
mean?
money bag, you over
I
here?
was about to
You
say,
just-
money bag.
For real. We got the
I forgot.
budget.
Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah. Oh man. All right. Okay.
Yeah, we get you all the meatball marinaras. Don't worry.
Hey, whoa. My pockets are endless, but I don't got money like that.
Yeah, he said. That's what he said.
Money bag, yeah.
Yeah, Hector. No, Hector. Okay. Moving on. Question number 1. All right, give me some suspense music, Hector.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Good. Oh, I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah. In the show, Attack on Titan,
Oh jeez.
back when they were kids, Mikasa received an item from Eren. What is that item? A scarf. B, a handkerchief. C, a bandana. Or D, a hug. You have 10 seconds.
Oh jeez. Are you counting them right now?
Yes, I am.
Oh Jesus. I'm
Don't-
gonna go.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go with a scarf.
And the answer is... It is a scarf. Good job. That is 1 correct.
Oh, thank Jesus.
It is the red scarf that you see her wearing, even when she's older. You know, she gets it from that one scene. John, I forgot to say, don't look none of this answer up. All right, don't cheat. Keep your phone
I was
away
literally.
from
I'm not
you.
gonna front on you. I was like, I could literally just check my phone.
Yeah, let's.
I'll be
What a
honorable.
snake.
Let's be
I
honorable.
did
and
it, but I could.
Don't cheat. Don't cheat.
He's like,
Okay.
how would they
don't
know?
cheat.
I was like,
Yeah, and
nobody
unfortunately, I
has to
can't.
know.
Yeah, I can't check on him because we're not in the same room. John, please don't cheat.
I'm being honorable. I promise. I won't
Thank you.
cheat.
Thank you. All right. So you're on a good start, right? You got the first one, right?
Okay.
Now, I made the first one was pretty easy. I feel like I kind of give you a little underhand pass here. It was a pretty easy question. Moving on to question number two. It is based off the anime Nichijou, which we talked about earlier today. In the scene in Nichijou, Mio, which is the girl with the blue hair with the ponytails, remember her, John?
Maybe yes.
Yes. Okay. She lets Yuko, the girl with the orange hair, right? The girl that sees the girl suplexing the principal. Remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the girl with the blue hair, Mio, lets Yuko, the girl with the orange hair, borrow her notebook. Okay? As soon as Yuko, the girl with the orange hair, walks away with the notebook, Mio panics and wants the notebook back. Why?
Oh, I
A.
remember this.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. A. Mio didn't want Yuko to copy her notes. B. Mio didn't want Yuko to see her gay lewd drawings. C. Mio didn't want Yuko to see her love confession letter, which she left in a notebook. Or D. Mio forgot to finish her homework.
Ooh, you ain't
10
gotta
seconds.
put. It's the lewds, my guy. It's the lewds.
That
She
is
starts flipping everybody.
that is B. Mio does not want Yuko to see her lewd drawings. Is that your final answer?
I lock it in, Howie.
Locked it in. Let me check with the judges. That is correct.
Yeah, I
Look at
remember that one.
John.
That one was funny. I love that part.
Okay, John. I thought I was gonna get you with this one. Okay,
Hmm.
okay.
No, because that's the one when like she's like trying to collect them and she's missing one and the goat is eating it, so she flips the goat. I like
What?
that one a lot. Oh, you've
No,
never
you're-
seen
I've
it?
never seen it.
That's a different scene, but I'm glad that it helped you out.
What is that scene?
No, because the scene that I'm talking about, they're in the classroom, and class is about to start, and she
Oh,
chases
no, that
her
was
down
for
the
her bag
hallway.
or something, right?
Yeah, that was the bag.
I was
one that
thinking
you're
about
talking about,
that scene.
Yeah, but
Oh, thank woo!
hey, I ain't gonna knock the process. You figured your
worked.
way out. You got the answer, which is great.
Ooh, heck, you should watch that anime. It's funny.
It's a good answer.
I told Rafa about it. I
So-
said it's the one where like the wait, I could be wrong, but it's the one where like the principal's wrestling a deer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene I see all over Twitter all the time, and I find it hilarious. And like, I think the girl was
It's
like,
just
"Does
a
nobody
bunch
else
of
see
that.
this? Like, is
Yeah.
nobody else noticing this?" And like, he's like, just straight up, just straight up brawling a deer.
Yes.
Yeah, but I've seen that. I've seen clips. I've never actually watched it though.
It's good,
Oh.
man.
All right. So, John, I think
Here's where we
I
get
think
into
I'm
the
gonna
harder
get you with these
territory.
ones. I think I'm gonna get you with these. Okay.
I'm
I think I'm gonna get you with these. But remember, you do have two lifelines. Don't forget. Okay. You have
Right,
two
right,
lifelines,
right.
Richard. So just in case you feel like you're stuck in the dead end, remember you still have some help out here.
Okay,
Now,
okay.
Question three. It is based on the show Mr. Osomatsu. You know what show that is, right? The one with the twins or whatever the
octuplets?
boys. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I haven't seen that one in a minute. Yes.
Great. So
It's gonna suck.
so here is the question pretty much. It's gonna be a fill in the blank type of question. In the show
Okay.
Mr. Osomatsu, we follow the everyday adventures of the identical blank brothers. So you fill in the blank. A. Quintuplets. B. Sextuplets. C. Steptuplets, which is like 7. Or D. Octuplets. Now, you have 10 seconds.
I feel, bro, like I'm, like I just said it, but the fact that you haven't like that we're still doing this, I feel like I'm wrong.
You're
I'm
down to
gonna
your.
go
It's
I'm gonna
unfortunate
go-
that you mentioned it, but go ahead.
I'm gonna go with octuplets. D?
Are you sure?
Why
I'm
are
only
you
gonna answer
saying
one.
that?
Are you
only
locking
gonna-
it in, Howie?
I'm only gonna answer.
Life. Delete one.
You want to delete one? Okay. you wanna
Yeah.
delete one. Okay. C is deleted, which is the 7 one, the 7 templates. So,
That would help.
it was random. It was random. I did the whole random thing with my hand. So what's left?
jeez.
What's left over is A, quintuplets, which is 5 identical twins. B, sextuplets, which is 6 identical twins. Or D, octuplets, which is 8 identical twins. Now you do have another lifeline. You could use it now. I don't know how Hector.
Two questions.
I know.
I don't know how good Hector is with this show. I did tell him the answer, but he might have forgotten.
Jesus.
No, I remember the answer.
You do? Okay.
Mhm.
So it's really it's up to you, John. Now I'm only gonna ask you one more time. What is the
Y'all
answer?
playing tricks on me, aren't
Does-
you?
The second you say the answer, I'm gonna lock it in, okay? Because you have some time to think now, okay? So I'm gonna need your answer in the next 5 seconds.
5.
Hector. Hey, help me out here, Hector.
You gonna use
Is
it?
it 8?
You gonna use it, or are you just asking me just on a
Yeah,
whim?
I-
Are you
like-
gonna use it or not?
Yeah, I'm using it.
Ooh,
Hector, is it 8?
Hector.
The answer is 6.
That's my second guess. I'm gonna go with 6.
So you're gonna go with
Yeah.
Hector's answer 6. All right,
Yeah.
let me check with Howie and the judges over here. Howie, is that correct?
Hector, I swear, if you steered me wrong.
Yay! It's correct, and it's 6
I almost,
tuplets.
man.
So here's the thing, John, and this is where
This is
Rafa
so
straight
good.
up told me about this.
Yeah.
He said that you and him always used to get the amount of twins or siblings wrong. That you guys would always say it's 8, and he straight up said, "This is the one I'm gonna get John on. 100%. This is
Yeah.
the one he knew you were gonna get wrong." And so when you
nice.
said octuplets, I was like, "Oh no, baby, what are you doing, baby?"
Yeah.
When you said, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Why would you ask me that?"
Yup, and that's why, because you guys always seem to forget it's 6 and not 8. So that's why I was like,
Yeah.
I was really hoping you would use my lifeline instead of the other one. But
I wanted to save yours for the latter ones, but I was like,
yeah, no, this one was for
Like,
sure he knew you were
I
gonna get it
didn't know.
wrong. So
"Oh Jesus, okay."
anyways.
Yeah,
I want my sandwich.
When you were giving me like the list or whatever, you're like, "Oh, the show about the octuplets." I'm like, "Yeah, the show of those guys."
I
And then I
noticed
started
that.
doing research for the questions. I was like, "Oh, there's only 6 of them." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get John. I'm gonna get John right here with this one."
Oh, you ass. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So you're doing pretty good. 3 out of
Oh, I
5.
used all my lifelines on the third one.
And in we go to 4 and 5.
To be fair, though, I feel like you're gonna figure out 5. Honestly, and I think 4 with using some of your brain juices. I think you can figure out 4.
Brain
also.
juices.
I feel like 3 was the hardest one, honestly.
Man, the tank on E on 3. Go ahead.
Okay. So moving on. You're doing great, by the way. You're doing great.
Sweating.
You're doing great.
Same.
Number 4 is based off Afro-Samurai and Afro-Samurai Resurrection.
Ooh,
Okay.
let's go, baby.
Okay. In Afro-Samurai, we know that Samuel L. Jackson voiced the main character Afro.
Yeah.
Who from the list below did not, I repeat, did not provide their voice in the English dub? A. You get what I'm saying, right?
Right.
Am I explaining?
Who didn't put their... Okay.
Okay. A. Lucy Liu. B.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Perlman.
Mm-hmm.
C. Mark Hamill. Or D. Charlize Theron. I think it's her,
That's how you say it.
her name's hard to say. You have 10 seconds.
I'm not getting the sandwich. I'm going to go with D, Charlize Theron.
Check with the judges.
Yo.
You know why? Because I know for a fact Lucy Liu and Ron Perlman are in it. Lucy Liu plays Otsuru in the second episode.
He knows
Ron
the name.
Perlman plays the number one. I forget his name, but he plays the main baddie. And Mark Hamill is just known for being a voice actor.
Yo, John, let's go. So he asked me that question.
That's what Hector
He asked me that question, and that's legit. He had somebody else for D. It wasn't Charlize Theron. He had Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson. Yeah.
Which like that is like super obvious. So I was like used to like somebody else that's different. But he's like
I've never heard of Charlize Theron like voice acting. So I was like, okay, it can't be her.
Yeah,
I didn't know Mark Hamill was in it.
I didn't know Mark Hamill was in it either. But like I just knew like he's just so popular in voice acting. So I was like, there's no way he. I don't know. Yeah, and then
crazy.
Ralph asked me the exact same thing. I was like, the other two. I didn't know, but like Liam Neeson just sounded so random. And then he's like, "You didn't think Mark Hamill?" I was like, "No, because like he's in so many things, so like that makes sense." But yeah,
that's exactly what I'm like. I didn't know he was in it, but it would make sense because like he's literally the Joker from freaking like
that was my example too.
like he's iconic. Like,
Yeah.
He's an iconic voice actor. Yeah. I won't even worry.
Okay,
I brush
John.
it off.
Okay.
I'm
Out of
scared,
5. 4 out of 5. So you're pretty much on track to go for to win it all. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get this last one because, like I said, the third one for me, I felt it was the hardest one for you.
It was.
But the lifeline saved you. Hector saved
All
you
of
here.
them.
So, question 5. Question 5 is based on the show Saki K, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, in the show Saki K, the main character Saki has multiple powers that he can use at will. Which of the following answers below are powers that he can use? A. Flight. B. Hydrokinesis. C. Sweat. Or D. All of the above.
You said that he can use
Yeah.
powers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think B.
So,
Hydrokinesis. I think.
okay. I'm gonna give it to you. It's you're technically right. You're technically right. I now thinking about this back, I worded this question like an idiot because all of the powers are powers that he has.
He can
All of
fly?
them. He can fly. Yeah.
I figured
fly.
it was all the above, but I'm like, how the heck is sweat a power?
It's I looked it up. It's under the wiki. It's considered a power because he can make
I'm pretty sure in the anime there's like some reason.
he can make himself look like he's sweating when he's like working out or like in gym
You're
class.
right.
even
You're
though
right.
he's
You're right.
not.
There's a whole episode dedicated to it. You're right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it to you because the way I worded it, the way the questions were set up,
Jeez.
you weren't gonna be wrong either way. I worded it in a bad way. I should have really thought that one through better. I'm gonna give it to you, John.
Well, technically it's wrong because it's like that's right, but the other ones are also right. So it's like I have to get it. Well, I guess you could have been like more of these could be right. Like one of them could be wrong. All of them could be right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Right.
I guess I'll take it.
Again, yeah, I worded it badly. I could have done a better job wording it, so I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you, but technically, all of the above was the answer that I was looking for. But I made a boo-boo. I screwed that one up. So I'm gonna give it to you, John.
However,
I'll take it.
5 out of 5. You are a winner.
Hey,
Hector, give me some
my
winning music.
sandwich.
Give me some winning music, Hector.
I like
Did that
barbecue
3 times.
chips and a Dr. Pepper, please.
ugh, Dr.
Thank you,
Pepper.
thank you.
However,
Now,
Rafa, go ahead.
John, however, you want to go for double it all, double or nothing. You can get 2 meatball marinara footlong sandwiches with 2 barbecue bag of chips and 2 drinks. And you know what? I'll even throw in some Subway cookies on there if you go for it.
Oh man, cookies.
Well,
Okay.
what is your answer?
I gotta go for it.
Oh, love it.
I gotta
Love to
go for
hear.
it.
Love to hear the risk that you're willing to take for those cookies. I love it. Love it. Love it. So this question here is actually not really based on any anime. Throwing you a curveball. I'm throwing you a curveball here. All right. Now just listen up. Just listen up. Just listen up. Okay. Now this question does relate to you, in a big way. Okay. This question is okay. So just listen up. Listen up. Bonus question. What from the following answers best describes Alex from the playing pod? A, an idiot. B, a stupid doo-doo head. C, a dum-dum. Or D, all the above.
It's a good one.
Now please take your time.
So many options.
I feel like I feel like you have this one in the bag. I feel you got it going. Just in case for the listeners out there who kind of got lost to it, I'm gonna go ahead and say it one more time just to make sure they understood what the answers were. The question was, so John, you have some more time to think. The question was, what from the following choices best describes Alex from the Playing Pod podcast with Alex and Jon? A, an idiot. B, a stupid doo-doo head. C, a dum-dum. Or D, all the above. Now, while John's thinking his answer, Hector, what do you think?
Oh, these are all great answers. I think they all thoroughly describe him, but some more than others.
Right.
I myself am leaning more towards the stupid dummy head.
It's a good one. It's a good answer.
I get the vibe that he is stupid.
Especially a dum-dum.
Especially a dum-dum.
And a doo-doo head,
A doo-doo head, I think that perfectly describes his hairline and his hair.
Yeah.
Y'all I told y'all I was a
neutral
party, and you give this as like I already know, not this episode of the Playing Pod, but the next one. There's
about to be some heat. There's about to be some hate.
Why would you do this? I'm a neutral party.
Yeah,
double or nothing.
I'm letting you know, John. I'm letting you know right now before you answer. From here on out, anybody else who gets this quiz, the bonus questions.
The bonus question?
No. They're actually gonna get an actual bonus.
A legit bonus question.
You're the only one that's gonna get a joke bonus question like this. But please,
that's hilarious.
Please, I want to hear your answer. I'm very curious.
The doo-doo head one sounds like it should be right, but I think it's all of the above.
Let me check.
Let
me check with the console. Okay.
Cookies.
Please.
It is D. All of the above. Alex is an idiot. A stupid dude. That is correct.
Yikers.
Now, to be fair, John, if you would have picked A, an idiot, B, a stupid doo-doo head, or C, a dum-dum, we still would have given it to you because Alex is every one of those things also. So either way, you had this on lockdown. Congratulations, John. You won.
Thank you.
2-foot-long meatball marinaras with Parmesan and oregano seasoning on it, with barbecue chips and a soda drink and some cookies. Congratulations, John. I'm glad. You aced it. You aced our quiz, which is beautiful. I did not expect it. I honestly think I was going to beat you with at least question 3, but you persevered and pulled through with the help of Hector over here. So congratulations, John.
That would have been the downfall right there.
You did amazing.
I still genuinely think that 5 I was wrong on it, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna refute the
judging.
W. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
refute
yeah.
it.
I feel like I could have done a better job wording that question. So either way, even if you would have lost that one, John, even though even you would have been a 4 out of 5, you got the bonus question right. So you
I
won
did
it
get the
all,
bonus
baby.
question.
You won it
I
all.
do get a sandwich.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, any words for a winner here, Hector?
Yeah, congratulations. I'm glad that you were able to come to our side in this war between the pods.
No, no,
I'm glad we could finally expose Alex for what he really is. Also, as just a side comment for the questioners, aka Marcel Rafa, is this what you actually get on your meatball marinara? Parmesan and oregano? Is that what you actually order?
Yeah.
Because that's so specific, dude.
Yeah, I do.
You said like,
I,
yeah,
go-
you said like Parmesan and oregano. I'm like oregano, okay. Like,
I was like,
good.
that's super specific.
I mean, it is, but like, I just like that's very specific
Yeah.
for a sandwich. I was like, oh, this must be a personal one. There.
it's the Rafa special.
Also, why meatball marinara? I'm more of an Italian BMT kind of guy.
Meatball marinara is that.
Oh, I'm not saying it's
marinara
bad.
is good
I just
sometimes.
love Italian BMT on
It's just the
Italian
first
herbs
thing
and
that popped in my
cheese
head,
bread.
honestly.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I was with it too when he said Subway. I was like, oh,
Say less.
that's that thing.
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
God, let me put my thinking cap on.
Right. So congrats, John, once again. So I'll get you your sandwich whenever we get to hang out.
Yeah,
Go get you your
yeah.
sandwich.
Post
I
Rona.
like that.
But moving on from the anime quiz show with John, which he did a great job. We have a slept on anime.
You need to get that checked
With-
out.
with Hector over here. Hector, you got your
Hello, I do. I am so ready for this. This one is more of a, I don't want to say niche, but it's something that I enjoyed. I don't really honestly recall anybody else talking about it. It is an anime that, it's very specific. It's very interesting. So I'm gonna give you guys the name of it first before I get into it. It's called Alderman on the Sky. ALDERAMIN in on the sky. It's
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I know. It's actually, that's why I was kind of curious as to if I should put this out there, but it's an anime essentially about two characters in an army where they have to fight another region within their country. And so the main character, the main protagonist, is a genius level person. However, the way he does things is interesting because he likes to use science as his backbone to a lot of the thinking and strategies he creates for the army. He is part of the rookie, like first platoon, like just barely enlisted group, and not quickly, but pretty fast, he gets to a high rank within the army and actually ends up taking care of his own platoon, his own group. And so what it does is he likes to use chess a lot. The idea of chess and science and different ways of thinking towards approaching a battle. So for example, one of the greater scenes in the show itself, it's only 13 episodes, 12 or 13 episodes long, but he uses fire as a means to block the enemy advances. So he's within a forest, fighting within a forest, and he says, you know what, we're gonna burn this half of the forest and we're gonna just chop down trees and then build barricades and then set them on fire as they get closer, so they have to wait till the whole area diminishes with the fire and so they can cross. So it gives them enough time to push back, set up the fences again, and then do it all over again until they're fully ready to retreat, because the entire purpose of that whole fight was that they're wanting to have the rest of the people who were injured on their side of the army to escape through a narrow valley within the mountains. And so if they catch up to them, it's like a death box. You're going to instantly die because they're going to surround you and be able to essentially neutralize his platoon and his side of the army. So he uses these complicated means of blocking certain areas and strategies. And another one which is really, really cool is they're fighting on a cliffside, and what they do is they put a bunch of hay on the ground and they hide soldiers within there, and then they have just the horse cavalry appear as if they're going to be like a last stand type thing. So like, we're going to just throw our lives away so the rest of the group can survive, but in reality they're actually in the hay. And so when the enemy army comes up and it's like, you know what, so it's either you guys give up your lives or we fight. And they said we'd rather fight. And as they start charging, the guys inside the hay pop out with their not revolvers, with their speared rifles, and they like attack. And they have like these little spirits as well, so it's also kind of fantasy-esque, where they have like a fire, a wind, a light, and a water spirit. And so it allows them to do like special things. Like, for example, in that hay scene, they use light spirit soldiers to put them on their rifles. So like, it's kind of like a flashlight in a sense. So like, they shine the light in front of the enemy horses, and then they get all crazy and they're like, yo, what? Like, they're surprised. And so they're kind of thrown off guard. And so their entire attack gets messed up as, you know, the good guys, the people that we follow, they initiate a counterattack. So it's like, it's very interesting. Each character is super special. They also invent like the sniper because they only know about rifles, so they invent the sniper and they create a sniper division. It's really, really cool. It's very interesting. I actually really, really do enjoy this anime. I've rewatched it about 3 times. It's really good. It's one that I for sure recommend. It's very I don't want to say like thought-provoking, but it's really cool the way he attacks certain situations in a sense. So it's definitely a slept on anime, kind of like Rob said. He's never heard of it. It's a very, very slept on anime. Highly recommend this one.
Yeah, I think it's the most slept on anime other than like Read or Die that I brought up like at the beginning of the like episodes ago. Like, I've never ever heard of this anime yet.
Yeah, and this one you can find on Crunchyroll. So this one's already done. You can just catch up all the way on it. It's really, really great. The other protagonist is his best friend, kind of somewhat love interest, and she is like a sword fighter, so she has like dual wielding swords, and she's super badass. The other guy is actually pretty badass too, the main character, although he doesn't really fight. He's more of a tactician type person, so he's essentially the general, and then his right hand commander would be the girl, and she's an actual fighter, so she's the one that leads the troops most of the time, and he's the one that comes up with the ideas and tactics for how they're going to fight. So it's super interesting. Like I said, it's definitely worth a watch for sure.
Okay. Thank you, Hector, for your slept on anime recommendation. It's a very good one, a very slept on anime, because nobody here has heard it except for you. Moving on from that, we closing out the show with our favorite segment.
Oh, yes.
Of all time here in the Bento Boxcast. It is the anime swap. Now
I just realized what that is.
I said it multiple times. They're literally shurikens flying.
That's what they did? Oh, then never mind.
What do you thought it was, John?
I thought y'all were just literally like throwing animes at each other, and that's the whoosh.
Well, that too.
Yeah,
that was
the original.
But apparently it's shurikens.
I thought of shurikens when I heard that. That's why I say that.
Like chucking them at each other.
That's what I originally was doing it. Like, we're swapping things.
Exactly.
But then Hector said shurikens. I'm like, yeah, forget it.
It's essentially the same thing. Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like the one that I said, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hector, you go first. I want to see what you think about Haruhi.
So,
no.
I don't know, and that's why I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because I know what you're gonna say. No, because you're gonna have a whole ass attitude, and I don't want to hear that. So, there is an asterisk to my anime swap this week, and here is the reasoning behind it. Rafa decided to give me an anime without telling me where to find it, and I only look at 3 sites. I look at Crunchyroll, Netflix, and Hulu. I don't look at Funimation, where that's where it's at with commercials if you don't have the premium membership. So I did not know to look there. So I decided to look it up on Google and just find one of those like crack stream type things where I can watch it. So that's where I watched it. And that being said, because of how difficult it was to find online, because of how old this anime is, I only watched the first 2 episodes. However, I pulled up
For shame.
the what is it? The description for episode 3, and it makes sense because of episode 1 and 2 that I watched. So I won't go super into detail for episode 3, but I will kind of bring up the description for it. And then talk about it from there. However, my anime for Anime Swap this week was Haruhi Suzumiya, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And
Classic.
so it is a interesting anime. Episode 1 kind of threw me for a loop. I'm not gonna lie. And here's the reasoning as to why. So initially, I get the vibe that she's a tsundere. Because of how mean she is, and I'm like, oh, well, this is kind of weird.
Love it.
And I found it weird because a lot of the gossip, because one of the main characters, used to go to school with her in junior high, and so he said that she was kind of a hoochie mama, like she would bounce around from man to man, or rather boyfriend to boyfriend, for like the shortest one lasted for 5 minutes. And that was one of the ones that like really surprised me. That number like stuck out so hard. He said it went from either weeks to days, to the shortest one being 5 minutes, and then she broke up with him. And then halfway through the show, it kind of gets spun on its head, which I was really surprised through the first episode. She seemed like such an outcast and like everything, but then as she kind of started to grow out of her shell with the one guy, at least from how I saw it, she kind of seemed like a complicated soul type vibe that I got. She was a complicated person, but nobody really gave her enough effort to kind of get into it. And she was, in a sense, kind of very strange before it kind of the tone of it flipped. One scene that really stuck out of my head because I thought it was just so random, John, is she randomly changed in front of everyone in the middle of class, guys and girls, and then the rest of the girls' explanation of it is that she just thinks all men are potatoes, and so in that scene, all the girls scream at the guys to run out the classroom, and then they close the door, and then they close the blinds as she's changing in the classroom for like gym class or something. And I'm just so confused. I'm like, she's like, yeah, we just think Haruhi Suzumiya thinks that all the guys are potatoes, so she like has no interest and has no care in the world to do whatever she wants to do.
What that gotta do with
And
it?
I'm like, huh? I was so confused.
That got nothing to do with nothing.
But it, like I said, it switched gears halfway through the first episode, and then she became into like this more lively, bright person because, and Rafa might be able to correct me for this. Because the male protagonist like spoke to her and kind of they decided to create a club together. Which was essentially the literature club, but she ended up changing it to the SOS Brigade, which meant spreading excitement all over the world with Haruhi Suzumiya. And I'm like, huh?
Sorry.
And I thought, all right, this is weird. And then that's kind of where episode 1 you would think would end, but towards the end, the fourth member of the group, because the third member was like this girl who I will bring up again soon. She was like a freshman in the literature club before everything happened and the literature club died down because their seniors graduated. So they kind of found this room and they're like, we're going to use it, we're going to take over the literature club and then become our own club. And then they just kind of absorbed this one person into the club. So the fourth member who comes in, she quite literally violates her and like says, I'm adding her because she's going to be the mascot to our club because she's pretty, has bigger boobs than me, and just looks more appealing to the public. So she's going to be our mascot. And I'm like, wow. And when I say violate, I mean, she literally gropes this girl in front of the other two people in the room. And she says, wow, you have bigger boobs than I do. So she's there because she's cute and she has bigger boobs and she seems more appealing to the rest of the people. And that's how episode 1 ends.
This show objectifies women,
Uh-huh.
and I don't appreciate it.
And it gets worse because in episode 2 that I watched, I realized how common the bunny girl suits trope is. Because, John, I'm glad you said objectifying women, because the main character, Haruhi Suzumiya, decides that in order to get their club out there for all students and faculty to see, she buys 2 bunny girl suits for her and the mascot to wear. And in doing so, she forces the other girl to change in front of everyone and essentially strips off her clothes. And I just remembered something that I completely skipped over. I don't know if it was episode 1 or 2, but they needed a computer for the classroom. So Haruhi decides to go to the computer group,
Yes.
a bunch of nerds in there, and essentially force them into giving her a computer. And you're asking, how would she force them, right? So she grabs the the computer president's hand and puts it on the mascot's boob, and then proceeds to take a picture of his hand groping her, and then she pushes him on top of her and takes a picture of him on top of her, and then he's like, this is not fair, I could say this is fake and you did this to us. And then he says, all the other group members are in here so they can just vouch against what you're saying. And she said, oh yeah, I thought about that, I'll just say that all of you guys ganged up and essentially imposed yourselves on her. I'm not going to say the term that she actually used, but I think you can get what I'm saying. And so they're like, my life will be ruined if this gets out. So she gets a brand new computer for the group, for her classroom.
These are high school students.
Yeah. So, like I said, that happened. And then the bunny girl suits, so they get in these skimpy, super tight, you see hella cleavage bunny girl suits, and they go to the front gate of the school where students leave, and they try to hand out flyers with sex appeal attached to it. And then teachers run out, and you see a scene where teachers run out and then yell at them saying, you can't wear this. And then they come back into the club room, and essentially Haruhi is like, what if we want to just get attention this way? Like, what's the problem with two girls wearing bunny suits in front of a high school? And you see like a bunch of dudes start crowding around them because of the bunny suits. So like, she's like, what's the problem? We're just trying to get our club out there. And I'm like, wow, this is wild. Especially that computer scene. That one just threw me for a loop.
Show.
But it gets worse. So essentially the club itself is about finding mysteries in the world and like just, being a jack of all trades type club is essentially how I got it, but mainly finding out mysteries in the world and like talking about aliens and things like that. So then the biggest twist at the end of episode 2 is that the third member of the group, which was the freshman for the literature club group, the one girl that was just in there, has a confession to the guy, and not Haruhi, just to the guy, where she says she's actually a humanoid robot who's more so like an alien that was placed on this earth to gather information type thing. Yep, and that's it. And he's like, dude, she's just weird, like whatever. And so this is where we get into episode 3, which I did not watch, but I do have the description for it. And it says Kion, which is a male character, is still processing what Yuki, which is a humanoid robot alien, told him. Meanwhile, Haruhi's wish comes true. A mysterious transfer student appears and joins the club. With 5 members, they can finally start on whatever they do. But what's up with the crazy reveals from everyone? So, I will say I want to watch episode 3.
Yes.
I think this show is absolutely dumb. I want to use a more harsh word, but I'm not going to. But I think the show is dumb. I did not find every scene funny. I think as Rafa would probably be giggling at most of this stuff. But it's just so all over the place that I want to watch episode 3, and then post episode 3 I want to see what happens. Maybe I think it's another episode or another anime that I'm probably gonna put but further on the back burner. Like this is gonna be like probably the farthest reaches of the back burner, but it's a wild anime that I did not expect to even dive into. So yep.
So she is a robot?
I mean, that's her confession. She just said it. That was her confession, that she's a humanoid robot alien that was placed on this earth to gather information on humans via literature club. I don't know.
Is this true?
I have all the answers. I am not going to give them to you.
To who?
To anyone.
To anyone. I mean, I can't tell you, John, because Hector's here. He's gonna ruin
Get
it for
away
Hector.
for a second.
But I know I have all the answers. I know what's
So,
gonna happen.
I'll actually do an even better thing. For those that are interested, I'm gonna actually mute my mic and put my headset down for a few seconds, and I'll be right back. So you get, because I think John actually wants to know, and I think because of how random this is, it's wild. I mean, I'd be willing to do that, but
No, I can look it up later.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
So, Hector,
Mm-hmm.
the show is not dumb. Okay, it's a great show. It's a classic. It's a classic show. I'm telling you right now, it gets. If you're having trouble getting into it right now, it gets way better. It gets way better as it goes, and all the characters have something to do in the show. Don't think they're just there just to be there for like eye candy or whatever. Like they actually have stories and like story arcs. And John, I seen all of this. I seen the whole show. Okay.
Yeah, but he's
It's
all
ju-
like, oh, he grabbed some boobies, and you say, oh yeah. So I mean,
she did grab her boobies. Like I'm not denying that. That did happen. Yeah, she
I know,
did
but-
take those pictures with those guys and blackmailed them to get the computer. That did happen. But the thing is that she does what she wants. Okay?
Yep.
There's nothing really stopping her. And and you can say, "Oh, well, she's just a high school girl." There's a bigger reason why she gets away with the things she gets away with.
is
And
it
it's a
the alien
main
thing.
it's a main plot to the story. And it's the reason why all these other characters eventually revolve around her. And every single one of these characters has something to do with that specific plot point. Okay, so yes, the orange-haired girl with the big boobies, for like a few episodes or whatever. Well, it's kind of her character. Yeah, she is there for eye candy, but she's there for another reason. It's not just her to be eye candy. She's actually there. She is involved with the story. The alien girl that she says she's an alien. She's also involved in the story in a different way. Keon is involved in the story in a different way. Like it's not just a bunch of bull stuff. Okay, there's more. There's more to the story that the see. That's the thing, guys. That's the thing you dum dums don't get. All right, now you guys are getting me upset now. It starts off goofy. It starts off silly, but the more you go in, the more you get out of it because there's more to the story than just these kids goofing around. This isn't nothing against K-On!, but this isn't another K-On! Where these kids are just goofing around doing absolute nothing through 2 seasons. There is an actual story here. There's actual consequences here. Things actually happen. It is a good show. This is a classic show. Hector, you need to
you
finish
sound like
this
such
show.
a hypocrite.
I love
You
K-On!
sound like such a hypocrite.
I will represent K-On! To my death. All right, but this show you can't just like. It's a good show, and you don't toss it out yet. I'm telling you, it gets better, and I'm telling you, I'm telling you, when you get to the movie does so much for the show.
There's a movie after this.
Yeah, there's like 2, I think. I don't know, but
No, there's one movie.
you sound like such a hypocrite. If
Okay,
only you felt the same way towards the animes I give you, like Shield here and everything. You're like, no, man, that's it. It's over. I don't care about this. Also,
No,
one
I
sec.
said I was gonna keep watching Shield Hero. I said I was gonna give it a chance.
Hey, y'all
Listen.
wild. Let me tell you.
There's some other ones there, but yeah, I feel like you should give it more of a chance. I'm telling you, it's a classic. It's a classic anime. Whatever, Hector. It's an anime. It's
Say
trash.
whatever.
Uh, I had to see Goblin Slayer. Right, that's the one you recommended me,
Ooh.
Hector.
You
Hector.
just stop.
I'm back. My dogs were barking, so I just muted it
Oh.
as they were barking. So I'm sorry.
Just say yes.
Yes.
Okay, so right, Goblin Slayer. That's the one that you recommended
Yeah,
me.
Goblin Slayer was the one I recommended. Actually, fun enough, I thought about like the anime swap, episode and everything. So I started to watch the movie last night. Very interesting. I got halfway through it, but it's really interesting. But yes, tell me about
Okay.
Goblin Slayer.
So, I like Goblin Slayer. I like it a lot.
Oh,
Not, I actually liked the first episode also, though that's super controversial.
That's wild. Okay.
Let me tell you why. um, I liked it all. I liked it all the 3 episodes. I'm for sure gonna keep watching it.
Hmm.
Goblin Slayer, he's such a badass dude. He's so cool. I like him. Um, the reason why I want to say okay with it, but like the reason why I don't have such a beef with episode one like with everybody else did is because what they were pretty much what they were doing is it's a thing like with wrestling. I'm gonna relate this with pro wrestling is that the bad guys, which are the goblins in the
Hmm.
story, they did some real messed up things, some real vile things. So you hate them.
Jesus.
You hate the goblins, right? John, these goblins, they did the R word, R. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
You know what I'm talking about, John?
I got it. Yeah.
When they
Please
see,
continue.
what the goblins hold up, what the goblins were doing is that they go to a town, they raid the town, they steal stuff, whatever, and then they kidnap the young innocent ladies and they take them to their cave and they do things to these ladies that the ladies do not want. The ladies do not give consent, okay, to these goblins. But the goblins go ahead and do the thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's wrong,
Jesus.
right? So that once the goblins are doing their thing that they do not have consent to do, they kill the women pretty much and eat them or whatever.
Jesus.
Hmm.
I don't
Right.
like
So that
this.
so the story so the story's like, hey, look how awful, look how miserable, look how piece of dog doo doo these goblins are, right? So you hate them. You want them to see them die, right? And well, who comes out? The babyface, the hero of the story, Goblin Slayer, and he murders. He goes on a killing spree,
Hmm.
and like he F words up these guys like crazy.
The action
Like,
scenes in there are amazing. Like I'm not gonna lie, they're dope.
Ooh.
bro, so it's like so you're all mad, you're all miserable, like, man, I can't believe these goblins did these things to these girls, bro. How could they, man? I'm so angry. I'm so angry at these goblins, bro. How could they get away with this horrible, horrible things? And next thing you know, you hear the glass break. Dun, 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 dun,
Okay.
dun, and running in comes Goblin Slayer, and he starts stunning everybody. Like, bro, you pop for it because he comes in. Goblin Slayer saves the day, kills all the goblins, and it's awesome. And then like he's a badass because in episode one, he's all like, oh he's not playing around. Now, this is the thing I like about Goblin Slayer, about this character, that he doesn't play around. He's not like these other hero guys who are like, oh, we could still save them, or oh well, if we could do this, like no, he's like, bro, that person there, that person is effed up. There's no way saving that person. Forget them. Leave them behind. And I'm like, that's badass. And also, once he kills all the goblins, he finds like a little cave area where they're like baby goblins in there, right? Like little baby children goblins. And then like normally a normal hero would be like, oh well, we'll leave them because they're children. No, sir. He kills them.
Yep.
He kills the children goblins. I'm like, this guy's a freaking G. This is my guy right here.
Well, let me give a little bit backstory to the children thing, though. So his reasoning behind doing it is because he says that goblin children hold onto grudges for a lifetime. And the thing is, if you leave children or even a certain amount of a pack of goblins, right, they'll adapt and learn. So in the future, they won't run into these mistakes. So they're also very smart in a sense. Like they do adapt pretty quickly. So like
they're dumb but smart.
yeah. So like for the most part, they are extremely dumb. But if you allow only a few of them, especially children, to witness what's going on, they will adapt, learn, and then execute whatever they learned from. So that's why he's like, if we leave these here, they're gonna hold a grudge against humans, especially against him, and then they're gonna then become worse than the people that the goblins that he's already killed. So he's like, it's either, we gotta cut them out from the stem and root and all. So it's like, get rid of them all, just get rid of them in general.
He said
That's
F
cool.
those
Yeah,
babies.
so it's dope.
said, "F those babies." He killed them babies, bro. That was so crazy. And
That's
like,
insane.
it's super violent. It's super bloody.
Hmm.
And like the cool thing is that like and the one thing I gotta give props to the girl, the little priest girl.
Hmm.
I'm glad she didn't quit. She stuck around.
Hmm.
I'm like, damn, this girl got some. She got some balls, bro. She's willing to stick around, like in episode 2 and 3 and whatever. Like she's still like with it, you know.
Hmm.
I thought that was super cool. I don't like. I mean, I don't know the story enough well, but I don't like that everybody else doesn't like Goblin Slayer.
Hmm.
You know, they're like, oh, look how nasty and dirty he looks, and like he only takes Goblin Quest. What the heck, you know, whatever. I'm like, bro, this guy's a G.
Hmm.
This guy holds it down for the crew. This guy will he. Oh my
Because
God,
like
I'm so
essentially in the guild, goblins are like so in any kind of fantasy like anime or game or whatever, goblins are usually like the lower tier of like villains, right? Like of just monsters. So he specifically only takes goblin stuff unless he's been asked to do other things. But what you don't know is that goblins can also evolve to like hobgoblins and to like they have like called shamans where they can use like magic essentially. So goblins with magic and things like that. So like there's like a lot into just being a goblin, right? And things like that. But like he strictly only takes goblin quests, and what they do is they give goblin quests to like newer people, and so they have like these kind of like ranks and titles. So porcelain is like the lowest of like the guild, and then there's like bronze, silver, things like that. But yeah, so like essentially he's a porcelain person until like later on in the show, which I won't spoil
no,
what rank he
he's
gets.
silver. He's silver.
Oh, silver. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. The
Silver
priest
off
is
the bat.
porcelain. Yeah, yeah. My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he only takes these goblin quests because the thing is they're still monsters. Like they're sinister. They have ugly motives as well. And so like somebody has to take care of them, and if they keep giving them to like regular adventurers, they're inexperienced, and sometimes from what we gather, from his storytelling of like other adventurers taking on goblin quests, and then even seeing other new adventurers taking goblin quests, goblins are not easy to take care of. So like
No.
it's insane to see just how powerful these little guys are. Like the thing is like it's not like one is like whatever, right? But like they're multiple. And one thing he likes to do a lot is count how many he's killed. So like he'll go, that's 1. That's 2, that's 3 and 4, that's 17, that's 18. Like he'll count how many there are, and he has like different strategies where like, he'll throw like a flare or something up, and he'll say, "Okay, I counted 22," and then he has to count. He has to make sure that 22 are dead at the end of it. So like, it's super intricate. It's really dope. So I'm actually super
Yeah.
happy you liked it.
It's such a badass show. Like, um, so like pretty much the way that the priestess girl, because it follows the priestess girl at the beginning.
Hmm.
She's like, hey, I was a priestess, but now I want to be an adventurer. And then she signed up or whatever. And she's like, and then like this random ass group of like 3 other people. They're like, hey, we're gonna go hunt some goblins. It should be pretty easy for us because because we're some badass people. Want to come with us? We need a healer. So then she goes with them, and they get messed up quick, like quick. Like the one girl gets taken and done things to her without consent. Um, what happens to the other girl gets poisoned, and they also rip all her clothes off. Um, what happened to the guy? I think the guy gets like stabbed like 50 times.
Yeah, he gets
Like
jumped on by like 15 dudes. It's insane.
Jesus.
he just gets stabbed. And like the cool thing is about the show that I like a lot is that they really showed it off with this group is that like a single cut or a single like hit by an arrow like it'll mess you up pretty much.
Hmm.
It's not like that thing where like in other anime where like you get hit like and you're like and then you have cuts or whatever, but you still can like fight like normal or like you're like it's merely a scratch or whatever. Like no, like it's pretty. I want to say realistic, but it has a more realistic approach to injuries.
Okay. That's actually
So
pretty cool.
I am all about this show. I can't wait to see how many more goblins Goblin Slayer slays, and I hope I hope he kills more of those baby goblins because they did that thing
Jesus.
to that girl. That girl did not deserve.
Trust me, John. If you decide to watch this,
But the babes.
you'll also hate
They
these
have-
goblins.
Bro, these goblins literally have non-consent eyes, if you know what I mean.
I
If you get where I'm
get
going
it.
with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Although I will say, if you ever get to the movie, Rafa, like I said, we talked about it in the last pod, but it recently just came out. The first like quarter of it is very recap, because obviously it's been a while since the show came out. But after that, it gets into a whole new story that it's different. They actually go into like these mountains, and it's like a snowy area, and you have to fight like these obviously this group of goblins. But it says like goblins crown, so obviously there's gonna be some super strong goblin there. But that's all I'm gonna say. It's really really dope from what I've been watching so far, so it's cool. And everybody, your favorite cast from there is there with them, so it's dope.
All right. So that was our anime swap. Now, normally Hector and I would switch animes here to see what we watch for next week. But if you guys remember from when we had Alex on episode 4 of the Bento Boxcast, he had a recommendation for us, which was the worst anime I've ever seen in my
Same,
life.
so same.
F for Alex to this day. But so John here has a recommendation for us, and hopefully John will not screw with us like Alex did. John, I give you the floor.
I considered it slightly, like for a brief moment,
I'm not surprised.
to do this to y'all, only because I had such a just a hard time finding anime, because y'all watch more anime than I do. You have a podcast on it. Y'all literally have a podcast on it, so I'm like, the chances of you actually seeing the animes that I suggest to you, it's a lot higher. I literally was gonna recommend Megaloboxing, or like Megalobox or whatever the fuck.
Oh, such a good anime. Such a good anime.
Oh, but we talked about it.
You
Yeah.
saw it already.
Yeah.
So
Such a underrated ending. That ending song is so freaking good.
I haven't even finished it. Like, I literally gave up on it when you guys said you finished. I was like, whatever, man. And then I went to go find other stuff because I was literally looking for things. So to minimize this, the chances of you not seeing it, I found 3 anime for you guys to watch. Well, technically 4, but 3 anime, just so that my chances are.
Oh, so you cover your bases.
Yeah, I tried so hard. Okay, so here we go. And I'm listing them in order of which ones I want you to see, like, from you don't have to watch it to you. I want you to watch it. So here we go. I got notes. So the first one is called Death Parade. Does that sound familiar to any of you?
We already did anime swap on that one, I think.
Yes, we did. You're welcome, John. That was my suggestion.
And I actually really loved it. It was good.
Love that.
It was good.
It's
I haven't
solid.
finished it yet. I'm at episode 5, I
finished
think.
it. That first episode got me in my feels. I've never cried ever, and I still haven't because I'm not a baby. But I almost did. That
John,
first
it's
episode,
okay to cry here. It's okay to
nah,
cry here.
nah. I
Here
ain't
it's
like,
okay.
no, I repress. So I literally, I almost cried in that one, and I watched that one in sub, and that's kind of the idea that I was telling y'all. They can convey the emotions better. If you haven't seen that episode in sub, just watch
I did.
it.
It was fantastic.
It's heartbreaking, is what it is. So that's the one. You guys already did the thing on it, but I mean, just a quick one in case anybody's hopping in. Like,
Of
it's
course.
literally the idea of heaven and hell. When you die, you know, people go to heaven or hell. In here, it's either you get reincarnated or you go to the void, so you just nothing. But that just happens if you're judged. But there's certain instances when people die at the same time. So what happens is that you go to this place called the Quindecim, which is a bar, which is essentially like a purgatory bar, and you're meet by this guy. I think his name is Decim, his name is Decim, and you essentially have to play a game to see whether you go to this show's version of heaven or hell. I thought it was going to be like Saw, That's why I picked it. I was like, ooh, it's gonna be violent. But then I ended up feeling, and I was like, I didn't want this. But I this is the only one out of all the anime that I picked that I watched the whole thing
Okay.
because I liked it a lot.
Okay.
It's really, really good.
It's a really good anime, yeah.
Heck you guys on that one. Here we go. The next one is you probably saw this one too. I hate myself. It's called Akame ga Kill.
Yes. Classic, phenomenal anime.
What's the point? Anyway, that show. Ralph, have you seen it?
No.
That was for you. You were welcome. That
Yeah.
was for you.
Give it to Rafa. This one's good, dude. Oh my god, I love this one. I love this one.
It is good. I am on episode 6. It's violent. It's good, but then like later on it gets crazy. But okay, so the premise is wait, is this the one? Yeah. So you're following this guy named Tatsumi. He's like a young kid who travels to like the capital of wherever they're from.
Mm-hmm.
So he can raise money for his village. But when he gets there, he immediately realizes that the capital and like the government is all corrupt and it's all run by like bad people. So he meets this group of people who, I mean, like they rob him, but he meets this group of people called the Night Raid, which is like a group of like rebellious assassins who are there to take down figures to like overthrow the government or something like that. It's really good and it's really violent. And they have like these special weapons. I forget what they're called. Do you remember what they're called, Hector? They're like,
I do not, but they all have like
infantry
special
weapons. Or
Yeah,
something
they have like
that, but
special
they're, like,
attributes
special
and shit.
abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally like if you get like a legendary weapon in like an RPG, they all have like effects and like trade-offs and stuff like that. It's really, really good. So you watch that, Rafa.
Cool.
Watch
Okay.
it. Okay.
Let's see if this third one affects me.
Okay. I hate this. Anyway, so the third one it's called No Game, No Life. Does that sound familiar to any of you?
I have
Yes.
heard of it. I don't think I've actually watched
Rafa, have you
it.
seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, all right, Hector. This one's for you now. Oh, thank God I picked 3. So then, so this one, it's about these two, like brother and sister. They're called Sora and Shiro,
Mm-hmm.
and they're literally like pro gamers. They've never lost in the game that they played. They've never lost. Together, they're known as Blank, and like there's like a squad, but it's literally only them two playing the games, and they play forever. Like they're just masters of every game ever. So one day, they get a challenge to play chess against somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and when they win against the person, they get sucked into this world, which everything is dictated by games. Everything. So there's different races. There's like 16 different races, like orcs, elves, humans. All of that is there, but there's no actual war. Everything is dictated through games, like solitaire, chess, tic-tac-toe, rock, paper, scissors. It's everything. Everything is dictated, and the laws are binding. So, like for example, we have to agree on it first, and the challenger gets to pick the game. So, for example, I'm like, I challenge you to tic-tac-toe or something like that. You say yes. If I win, you have to give me all 3 of your dogs. If you lose, if I lose, I'll kill mine.
Jesus.
And that's binding.
Okay.
It's binding. You have to. And like that's how it is. So these two, they quickly realize that, and because they're so good at games, they're like, we're gonna take over. And so like the whole show is them like, we're gonna take over all the races, and we're gonna win this quote unquote game. And like that's the anime.
That's cool.
This one's very. It's at first I was like, this is weird. It's very ecchi too. Which is up your alley. Bunch of
Right in my wheelhouse.
bunch of nasties. Yeah, but it's like very ecchi. But I that's why I didn't want to finish it. But then once it starts getting into the story, it's really, really good, and it's funny.
Okay.
It's actually really funny. The main character, he's like an 18-year-old, stereotypical like anime virgin. But
Right up
he thinks
Rafa's
he's
alley.
like, he like thinks he's like the
Wow.
best. Rafa, I didn't say it. He said it. I didn't say it. But like he thinks he's the best because he plays all the games, so he has like that cocky attitude of like all the anime characters that like think they're the best, like ha, you know, they just like ha.
Ha!
But he's also like I don't know how to talk to girls.
Mm,
Like it's really good.
okay.
It's really good. Okay, woo, this worked out great. And then my last one, a surprise one, is for Hector
Mm.
because it's a summer 2020 anime, and Hector already knows what it is. And he was talking mad,
about it.
mad smack, crackle, and pop about it. So I'm gonna make you watch it.
Nice.
Why me?
And Robert, you can watch it too, but I want Hector to see it. It is called. Make sure I'm pronouncing it right. It's called Wacky TV. Na na na. Chase the Kraken Monster.
What?
That's what it's called.
How?
Wacky TV. Na na na. Chase the Kraken Monster. Okay. The premise is. So I didn't know this was a series when I found it. I was like, "This is bananas." Literally, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it. So I did. First off, the episodes are like 3 minutes long a pop,
Oh, that's not bad.
but it's actually pretty funny that way. But so the show is literally these three bananas making the show Wacky TV Na Na Na. Like that's the show. They're like in the day and age of like video on demand and streaming, they're trying to boost their numbers. So each season is them doing some dumb stuff. And this one, they found news of the Kraken, and they're literally trying to get the scoop. That's the show. That's the season, is them trying to get the scoop on like getting the footage of the Kraken first. And it's like I literally watched up to the third episode. I'm gonna keep watching it. Like it's stupid, it's funny. The animation style is like Japanese South Park.
Yeah.
It's like it's actually very interesting. Like it's actually kind of funny, and they're only like 3 minutes a pop.
So my question to you is: do you want me to start off with season 1 or season 3?
I literally found out about the show on season 3. So I
Okay.
mean, like, just watch the one I watched, so we can talk about it because I need friends.
Okay, I'll start off with season 3 then, and then go from there.
Oh, this worked out perfect.
Oh man,
Thank
I like how I
God.
get a double whammy for this one.
Well, I can watch it too.
You
seem
I'll
a
check
little
out the first
interested.
one. I'll check out the first episode and see how I feel.
But you have to keep in mind they're only 3 minutes a pop, so you might not like.
You
get
probably have
interested
to give
in it.
this one the 3-episode rule, to
Like
be honest.
I wanted to keep watching it. I was very much interested at the third episode.
Mm,
Like,
okay.
and it's very quick. Like the second episode was funny, but they're very fast. Like very very quick. You could probably run through the entire season in like 30 minutes, not even. Because like I think the show's like 20 something episodes.
Okay.
But like it's funny. Yeah, I like it, and I'm forcing you to watch it. So you have. So I await your review. Thank you.
Jesus.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you,
love
you.
your recommendations.
Oh, thank
I cannot
God this
wait
worked out.
to see what we feel about him in the next episode. But that looks like is pretty much it.
The
Woo!
longest pod we've ever recorded.
Woo!
I literally told y'all, hey, maybe slow it down, and we on the longest.
Literally hit
No
3 minutes 30 or
sense.
3 hours 30 right now.
Oh my G.
This is gonna be one big file, boy.
Oh my God.
And for the listeners out there, there's a whole section we cut out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole thing. There was a whole nother section we were gonna do.
Yeah,
we're gonna
there's
save
like
for
there's
next
like
week.
half an hour. Oh
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
not that. Yeah.
No, not
Sorry,
that.
from
There's
my
a whole.
other thing.
There's something else that we had planned to do that we were
yeah.
gonna do, which was my take on the anime summer 2020, where I'm at with the shows that I said I was gonna watch. Those 5-6 shows that I was gonna watch.
Mm-hmm.
We were gonna talk about that, but because this podcast is already 3 hours long, we're gonna save it for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fellas, and lady fellas, because it's such a long podcast. We're gonna save it for the next one. The next one I'll get into all those anime and how I feel about them. But anyways, enough. I'm so tired of talking about anime today. I'm hungry. I'm hangry, and I'm horny. I'm all three.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay. I like how me and John both reacted the same way. We're just like, all right, dude.
So we're going to wrap this up for today. John, thank you so much for being
Thank you.
our guest today. We had so much fun with you today. It took us forever to get you on here, and I'm pretty sure it's going to take us a whole nother lifetime to get you back on once again. But if that day does come, I cannot wait. Anything you want to plug, John? Anything you want to go let the people know listening?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got a lot. Well, no, but first off, like I do appreciate you guys having me, and like it sucks that we had to take so long, but I am happy that I was on it. Like this was a blast. I had a blast.
Yeah.
But if you like video games, person while listening, not you, Rafa, but also you, Rafa, come check out the Playing Pod with me, John, and my brother Alex. We talk about games, movies, pop culture, all of that, and we play video games while we pod. You get it? Whoa, that's crazy. That's what we do. Also check out 3UP Prints. That is the shirt company that I myself, Alex, my brother, and our friend Nathan or Neatunes on YouTube made together. We do a lot of Puerto Rican style, Hispanic culture, video games, all that stuff, all wrapped up in shirts. Stay tuned with all that, and listen more to the Bento Box. It's a great anime podcast.
Thank you.
Oh,
The most
thank you.
animeist podcast in all the land.
In all the lands.
There you go.
Well,
Look
thank
at
you
that.
for that. Hector, anything you want to say before I wrap things up?
Yeah, with everything going on with COVID and everything, it sucks. We want to at one point get to some, video podcasts, of course, get to some bigger and brighter things. I only say that because I kind of wish I could see some of John's hand mannerisms that he likes to have during his pods. Because I don't know if you've watched the Playing Pod. He likes to express himself very much with his hands, and he likes to use his fingers and things like that. So I was just thinking about that when he was mentioning certain things. But no, thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, we appreciate you guys, all the love and support. Hopefully the audio sounds better than the previous two that we haven't had great audio with, but again, appreciate you guys. Share us out there. Do everything with us here because we are trying to grow. And yeah, Rafi can close us out officially.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. Once again, thank you, John. Thank you, Hector, for being the best co-host I've ever had.
Thank you. Same.
Nothing against John and Alex, but
Hold up, wait! I just heard that. What the hell?
I'm gonna talk just a little bit of smack.
Wait,
Just
what
a
the
little
hell?
bit of smack. Just a little bit of smack, John. Just a little bit. A little
I
taste
just
of
realized that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're a good co-host. Wait a minute.
smack. Just a little bit of smack towards you guys. We haven't
Oh,
really
my
been talking
goodness.
smack to you guys recently. So
Oh, for
just a
real.
little, just a little bit. But no, yeah. Listeners out there, thank you so much for listening. As always, you're beautiful and sexy and very well groomed. To plus 18
we're
listeners.
doing this again.
Under 18 listeners,
This
stay in
again.
school, don't do drugs, and listen to your parents. Okay, guys. Remember. Go ahead and comment. Let us know what you guys think. We hear everything. Believe me, Hector tells me everything. Okay. So go ahead and let us know what you guys think. If you're watching the YouTube, comment down below in the YouTube section. If you listen on Spotify or any of the other platforms that we're on, hit us up on the Twitters. For example, at the Bento Boxcast. That's the podcast Twitter handle right there. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. I myself have my own Twitter, which is at me talk anime, because me do talk anime every week. Okay, guys, so you can hit me up personally, or if you want to hit up Heckman, the Hector over here, it is at ultra_vman.
Yes, sir.
Hector, is that right?
Mhm.
Also, by the way, I just remembered, Hector, you are also a streamer.
Ooh,
You
that
wanna
I
plug that
am.
in? Come on, my
Yeah.
fella.
Yes, sir. You guys can find me streaming on Twitch at ultra_vman. I stream a variety of games. More so right now, Call of Duty, specifically Warzone and CDL playlist, which is the professional playlist that they play on, as well as Smite and other games that I, eventually we'll get into, but for sure you will find some great variety there. So definitely check out the streams. Have been getting some great views and some great vibes as of late. So just, come join in on the good vibes and, enjoy some time.
Great.
Good.
Awesome. John, do you guys have a Twitter? Do you guys want to put in?
Yes, we do. At GeekJar3000 on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that.
Also, 3UP
Alright.
Prince is on Twitter as well, so definitely check
Also
those
that
guys
too.
out.
Yeah.
Three
So
Prince, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
check out all their social medias. If, like I kind of mentioned it earlier, but if you're on the go, if you're so busy, oh my God, you got to go to work, you got to go do laundry, you got to go do some groceries, you got to go pick up the children from daycare, whatever you got going on. And you're like, man, I want to listen to the Bento podcast, but, oh, geez Louise, I can't have YouTube open while I'm running around doing everything I'm doing. Don't worry, we got you. We're on Spotify. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on any other platform that's associated with our Anchor account. We'll be on there just in case you guys are running around doing your, because everybody's busy. Everybody has busy lives, right? So they need a way to be able to listen to us if it's not on YouTube. But we are on YouTube. That's our main platform here today. So, like I said, go ahead and comment. We read the comments every week. As you notice, as Josue knows, our main guy here. As John knows, our best best guest. Best guest today.
Rafa, what's
To
going on,
date.
man?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to run out of steam here.
My goodness. Continue.
GG's.
Sorry. So, our best guest to date, John, he also commented down below. As you see, we read pretty much almost everything and everything. Just as long as it's not spam. Go ahead and like the video. It lets us know that you guys are enjoying what you're listening, what you're watching. And remember to subscribe. When you subscribe, you get a notification that the next episode is out. And hit the bell icon so you can get that reminder from YouTube, because YouTube will not remind you if you do not hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, which you already just hit, right? And every single Friday I want to say midday.
I thought you were saying like closing it out. No, yeah, we'll have it.
Bye too.
I know, I heard the bye. We'll always have it up before 11 a.m. So if anything happens, we will tweet it out. So that's why it's super important to follow us on Twitter. But for the most part, 11 a.m. is the latest we'll upload on a Friday.
Check it out, guys. Check it out. Look, listen to me. Listen, guys. I'm about to plan out your whole week right here, and then we'll for sure say bye. Monday. Woo! Gotta go to work. You know what you're gonna do on Monday? You're gonna listen to the Playing Pod with Alex and Jon. First thing out every morning before 7 a.m. That podcast is already out. You guys already listen to that podcast. Oh, that was such a great podcast to listen to. Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday, John. There's another podcast coming out with the Geek Jar boys over here. I'm pretty sure that's the day. I don't remember what day we planned.
I think it is Wednesday. It's not set in stone just yet. It's still in the works.
It's still in the works, but just in case, guys, keep your eyes and ears open. You might have another delicious, tasty, very entertaining podcast to help you along on Hump Day for the middle of the week to get you going. And oh my God, what a way to start the weekend! What a way to end the work week with the Bento Boxcast out by 11 a.m. every single Friday. Oh my God, so much entertainment for these guys, and you know what? We're giving it out for free. It's free entertainment.
For real.
It's exciting. It's funny. You enjoy it. You get mad. People get mad at me. I get mad at them. It's so much joy, so much fun we have here, guys. It's lovely. But anyways, that's it, guys. I've been rambling for too long. I love every single one of you. I love John. I love Hector. I love the listeners. Thank you so much. Until next time, goodbye, everybody. Give me kisses. Give me hugs. Come here.
Have to be over 18 for that, but yeah.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Say goodbye now.
Bye-bye.
Say bye, Rafa.
I'm just gonna cut it. Bye!